Takes a couple minutes for people to join. Just give it a couple minutes. Takes a little bit to get people in here. Give it like 3 minutes or so. Got about 3 people in here. Wait a little bit more for more to join. Takes about 5 minutes. If you're in here, double tapping and liking the stream does help a little bit. Pushes it to more people. Feel free to type in the chat. Alright, we got about 15 in here now. Make your points heard and I'll respond to it. And double tap the stream because it does push it to more people. What's up, Fresh? Mind telling me why? See if we can get to about maybe 5 or 10 likes here within the next couple minutes. What's up, Hudson? Got about 30 people in here. Make your voice heard by typing in the chat box and I'll respond. Make sure you're kind of in depth on your reasoning. And if you can, double tap the stream and drop a sub. Your name will pop up on the screen if you subscribe after a couple minutes. Got 2 people that have said no so far. Make sure to tell me why so that I can give you my opinions. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. If you think he's doing bad, drop a like. Got about 40 people in here. We're 2 likes away from 5. 2 of you guys just double tap the screen. I think that's how you like on streams. Make sure to use the chat so that I know your opinion, so that I can tell you mine. Got about 40 people in here. Appreciate someone just subscribed. Your name might pop up in a couple minutes. It takes a little bit. And double tapping and liking does help a lot. Pushes the stream to more people. Still not many people typing in chat. Okay, we got some more. What's up, Goku? If you type in chat, please give reasoning so I can respond. What's up, Alfredo? 2 likes away from 5. Just double tap. If you don't think he's doing good, like the stream. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. See what numbers we get there. Am I a Trump supporter? Kind of in the middle. If he does good, I'll support it, but sometimes he does bad as well. Some things he's done that I like, some things not so much. But what can you do? Just here to hear other people's opinions and talk to people about the world. Got 60 people in here. Still 2 likes away from 5. Make sure to double tap the screen. Goku, I have not heard anything about that, no. Feel like we would have heard about that during the previous presidencies while he was running. What's up, Rory? Hope everyone's having a good day. We're 1 like away from 5. Double tapping and liking does help push the stream to more people. And subscribing, your name might pop up on the screen in a little bit. Just got to go through the system. Let's see here. A lot of people saying no. Not many yeses so far. Let's see if we can get some diversity in here. See, Alfredo says no. Once again, if you're typing, giving me your opinion, make sure you kind of put it in depth so that I can respond. What's up, Gebis? What's up, Stevie? Sorry, I got a second monitor here reading chat. He had a good start, and now he's starting to fizzle out. I agree. He should just do what he started with. There was like a good 6 months where he was on a roll. And then, I don't know, as of lately, it's kind of gone down with the whole Iran situation. German King, that's funny. Rory says he doesn't like anyone except himself. Steve, I think what you said is definitely most accurate out of what I've seen in chat so far. Once again, we're 1 like away from 5. All you got to do is double tap the screen, I think. And it pushes it to more people so I can hear more opinions. Got about 60 people in here. That's pretty good. I've got my socials up on the top. If you want to drop a follow, it helps out a lot. You don't have to. And of course, there's a little money symbol in the bottom corner. Of course, you don't have to do that either. You can always just watch for free, but it does help. What's up, Shayna? Hope I said your name right. Once again, when you give your opinion, tell it in depth so that I can respond factually. Do you know anything he's done? I mean, I've got a pretty good idea if you're up to date on the news. He's pretty transparent with what he does. Probably one of the most transparent White Houses there are. They're always posting. Always keeping people in the loop. The guy's doing interviews, multiple interviews a day. Can't really say the same about the previous administration. I think we saw Joe Biden like once a week. What's up, the Goblin? If you think he's done bad, like the stream. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. See how skewed the numbers are. Got about 80 people in here. It's always good. Again, double tap the stream. It helps push it out a little more. I think that's how you like either that or there's like a button you click. I don't know. What do you think about the wars going on? Definitely not in support of starting a new war. I think if we were to put boots on the ground, that would be really bad for his legacy as a peace president. But in terms of Iran, we took out their nuclear capabilities. That's it. That's all we should have done, and that's where we should really draw the line. I don't think we need to be doing anything else beyond that. In terms of Venezuela, I mean, we got a lot of oil and holding their dictator accountable. And the people of Iran are, in the most part, pretty happy with what the U.S. did. But I think we need to definitely get out if we're still there. Not sure. We handed Trump everything on a golden platter. We gave him the House. We gave him the Senate. We gave him the greatest comeback in history. Jersey says he's terrible. Who wins in a fight? Not sure what that's referring to, I'll be honest. We're at 6 likes, we're 4 away from 10. Liking does help. You can always watch for free though. Doesn't cost anything to like, but definitely helps out the stream. Got about 60 people in here. Don't be shy, type in the chat and I'll respond and give you my opinions. That's what America's all about. What's up, Austin? Sorry I'm leaning over so much, I got a second monitor over here reading chat. Read mine, let's see. You said, are you a Trump supporter? And I said, I'm in the middle. When he does good, I'll support it. When he does bad, I'll criticize it. Nagasaki says, don't like him. What's up, Zoe? Your local man says, yeah, he's doing a great job at increasing gas and grocery prices. Trump is my Lord and Savior. He was doing good for the first 10 months or so. Things were going down, but this whole Iran is making people unsteady, especially the stock market as well. Lily says he's doing awful. Malcolm says Jesus Christ loves you. Appreciate it, bro. Legend. 3 likes away from 10, by the way. Fresh says, I wrote something else, but I'll type it again. Appreciate it. Your local man says, Trump, Trump, Trump. Let's get some more chats going. We got 70 people in here. We're 3 likes away from 10. Don't want to keep saying it, but it helps a lot more than you would think. And we've got about 2 subscribers so far. Almost at 11,065. When you do subscribe, your name will pop up on the screen after a couple minutes. False savior confirmed by those who idolize him as such. I think the comment that you're referring to, I think he was being sarcastic. Could be wrong though. That's just how I took it. 2 likes away from 10. Appreciate you guys. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. W. What's up, Sandra? What's up, Zyron? Christ is Lord. Hope everyone's having a good day. Don't be shy. You can always type your opinions in the comment section. That's what this country is all about. And I'll give you my response. KC says Republicans just lost Trump's own Palm Beach district. A seat won by 19 points 18 months ago, only with 25% voter turnout. Wonder how many voted this time. Midterms are coming up. Your local man says Trump is our Lord. Levi says obviously Trump is doing a horrible job. He was doing good for the first 10 months. He started good this year with Venezuela, and I think Iran has definitely knocked him down a little bit, but I mean, the world is crazy. Who knows what he'll do tomorrow? Someone says Trump is king. Good afternoon from Colorado. Appreciate it, David. Good afternoon from North Carolina over here. Let's see. I went to a No Kings protest today in Wilmington, North Carolina, just to check it out. Not really in support or anything. And the signs all looked the exact same. They looked like they came from a factory. There was a lot of people, I'll give them that, but the signs looked like they came from a factory. People were being bussed in. Something about it felt a little weird, but it was a good turnout for the left. I'd suggest repentance. Absolutely. Someone says, let's go, Duke. They shall have their reward. Someone says, let's see who that is. Shapeshifter says, Trump is doing the best leader in this time in history can do. He's done good, and he's also done not so good. Someone says, Yankees 2-0. We're almost at 100 people in here. That's pretty crazy. Make sure you tap the screen and keep commenting because that helps out a lot. We're 1 subscriber away from 11,065 and 2 likes away from 10. Helps push the stream so I can talk to more people. Devin says Trump's doing a terrible job. When you give your opinions in the chat, please tell me why, but I appreciate the comment nonetheless. NPC's AstroTurf protest. It did seem kind of NPC-like walking around there. They were all yelling with the signs that looked the exact same. Looked like they came from a factory, like I said, but there was a good turnout. I'll give them that. There was probably 5,000 people there on many different streets. Took a long time to get parking. Just went there to check it out. I was gonna film, but didn't end up doing that. Someone says no more wars. I hope. I definitely hope. Let's see. KC, I was just at CPAC 2026 and it was empty, very scary for the midterms. People are turning in the Republican Party. I had some friends that were there. They said it was some days were packed and some days weren't. But yeah, midterms are coming up and Republicans definitely have a lot of work to do since this whole Iran deal. Someone says you support the dismantling of the Constitution that protects your God-given rights established by Christ. Did I see Drewski's latest comedy skit? I did. Let's see. Ignorance isn't bliss, says Irian. Okay, we're at 10 likes. Let's see how long it'll take to get to 15. The more likes I get, the better the stream does. Hate to say it, but that is the truth. And if you want to watch more of these, you can always click subscribe, but you don't have to. You can always just watch. But I do encourage typing because there's nothing bad about that, nothing bad about talking. Let's see. Trump's doing the best job he can with knowledge and the tools at his side, so we pray he does better and better and better in the future. I hope he does better in the future too. He's done a lot that I like and some that I don't like as much. But what can you do? Someone says, alright broski. Quality Fiji water. Appreciate the comment there. Let's see. Automated notification that says content that intends to... Alright, well that's not what this is. Over 140 views in 3 days. Drewski broke the internet. I think you probably mean million there, but that post did do numbers on social media for sure. Someone says Trump is not doing enough. He could be going 100,000 times harder. He kind of recently started slacking on what he did like the first year, or I guess 2025. The past like 3 months with all the protests and ICE and whatnot, he definitely ramped that down. Interested to see if he ramps it back up anytime soon. We're 2 likes away from 15. Helps out a lot, like I said. Sorry to keep saying it, but it is the truth. Let's see. Let's get some more comments going. More replies. We've been in here for about 20 minutes so far. I'd like to see us get to 100 concurrent viewers. That would be pretty awesome. And there's a money symbol down there. Don't have to donate, but it does help. I would encourage you check out and follow the socials that are at the top of the screen. It also helps out when I post over there. What's up, American Freedom? Says absolutely. Appreciate the comment. Average player says no. Someone says no, he took my dad. Someone says men in black attire. If you do give your opinion, make sure to tell me why, so I can go a little bit more in depth. But yeah, I was at a No Kings protest earlier today, and just to check it out, not necessarily in support of it, but signs looked the exact same. They looked manufactured, like they were built in a factory or created in a factory. They're very professional looking. Not many homemade signs. And I noticed that some people were being bussed in. Maybe they're just from other towns, but I don't know. Something about it seemed a little fake, but there was a big turnout. I'll give them that. You're doing a great job in what you're bringing into light here. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. That's Cam. Appreciate you, bro. That means a lot. Someone says Trump genuinely has to get out. He's done terrible things. We need a new president. Good thing you can try again in 3 years. Let's see. Do I support Israel? I support the United States of America, and that's where I draw the line. Support my country, that's about it. Alright, just skip my question. Sorry, I didn't see it. Oh, there. I just responded, my bad. Someone says no because no. Appreciate the in-depth comment there. Once again, we're 2 likes away from 15. Double tap the screen if you think he's doing a bad job. Subscribe if you think he's doing a good one. We're 4 subs away from 11,070. I remember about a year ago I was getting like 300 subscribers a stream, but I was just playing video games. Let's see here. I would like to see us get to 100 concurrent viewers. Liking does help. Let's see. Micah says, do you support Israel? Kind of just answered that one. I support the United States, and that's where I draw it. That's where I'm concerned. 1 like away from 15. The views keep going from like 55 to 70, 75 around there. Got to get up a little more. Georgia says boo. Fresh says, is my question not going through? I put it in like 5 times. If you're doing all caps, it might not go in, but I have not seen it. What's your thoughts on Trump? I think he's done a lot of what he promised. He's done a lot of good things, and he's done some things that I don't necessarily agree with. But I mean, I guess you get that with any president. Definitely a fighter. But you know, people say some days you like him, some days you don't, and that's very true. Random guy says Trump on top. Let's go. I try and keep it in the middle so that everybody feels represented. Alright, we're at 15 likes, 5 away from 20. See how long it takes to get there. And we're 1 subscriber away from 11,070. Someone's name did pop up under the subscriber count because they subscribed. If you want your name to pop up, just click that subscribe button. No, because he's an orange Pringle and he doesn't know what it's like to not be in poor raising prices. That's a funny comment, I'll give you that. I'd rather have Trump than Starmer here in the UK. You guys have a pretty important decision to make if you want to do Nigel Farage or Rupert Lowe, sorry. I feel like they are kind of the Trump figures of the UK. Try and stay as up to date on UK politics as much as possible, but kind of focus on the US, to be honest. Gonna be interesting when he sends troops to the Middle East. I heard like 2 days ago he said that he's not planning on doing that. I hope he keeps his word, but that would be pretty bad if he started putting troops on the ground in the Middle East. Cannot be getting dragged back into another Middle East war for the next 10 years. Took out their nuclear capabilities. Let's just draw the line there. Maybe get some oil, but as far as we want. We all want Rupert Lowe here. Seems like a solid guy, Lee. Seems like a stand-up guy with common sense. Definitely need more of that in the world. We're at 11,070 subscribers. Once again, clicking that subscribe button does put your name on the screen. It gives you a little shout out. And we're 5 likes away from 20. Annoying orange. No, Iran is good. In what capacity is that statement? You mean like ground troops in Iran is good, or the country is good? The viewers fluctuate from like 55 to 75. Gotta see it hit 100. It's been a little while since I've had over 100, but that's a crazy comment, I'll be honest. From the party of love and peace and tolerance. And the buzzwords that a lot of people on the left use, I think, is what draws a lot of people away. Just the usage of words that meant things like 20 years ago, but now they're overused, so they kind of lose their meaning. It's like the boy who cried wolf a little bit. Reminds me of that. Still at 15 likes. If you can, double tap the screen. I think that's how you like. Not sure, but it does help out a lot. Do you think Northern Ireland should be a part of the Republic of Ireland? Not too up to date on Irish politics, but feel like giving my opinion wouldn't really do you much, I'll be honest. Trump shouldn't have listened to Bibi. Trump should listen to people in his cabinet, nobody else. Nobody else. What's up, Leon? Let's see here. If you're watching, definitely give your input in the comments, because this is America and you should be able to talk about these things. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. You're very young. Are you really interested in politics or just a side hustle? I'm pretty interested, to be honest. Over the past, I'd say 3 years, I've gotten a little bit more involved in paying attention and whatnot, and it's definitely pretty interesting. It's kind of like a pendulum. Like, sometimes it'll go right, sometimes it'll go crazy far right, but it's like a rubber band. It'll always swing back. Once people had enough of right wing, it'll just swing back over to left wing, and it's kind of like the Overton window. It's always shifting, but it always, I don't know. It's never, I don't even know how to say it. It's just pendulum, basically. Look on Hegseth's face was priceless. See the video of Trump blaming Hegseth and his son-in-law for starting the war? I think I heard about that. I don't know if I've seen it yet. Definitely got to check it out. But yeah, I mean, I'd describe it as like a rubber band. You fling it, and I mean, fling it one way, it'll still hit your finger. But it'll never always be one side that's in power. I mean, this isn't 1940s, you know. But if you're a Democrat or Republican, you lose an election, give it 4 years. Guarantee you enough people are going to be tired of what happened during those 4 years that you'll end up winning. Almost at 90 concurrent viewers. That'd be 10 away from 100, which would... It's been about a year since I've gotten that. It's been a long time since I've streamed anyways. Trump's economy does suck. Started going downhill about March 3rd or so with the whole Iran thing, but 2025 it was pretty good. Just in my opinion, Trump low-key sucks. I mean, you're welcome to that opinion. Good thing about this country is you can have that opinion and I can have mine, and we can coexist. Hegseth will be the next gnome. She was what, DHS? I know she's still in the cabinet, but kind of a lower position. 7 away from 100, and we're 4 likes away from 20. But I mean, if you're watching the stream, like I said, definitely type in chat. If you think he's doing a good job, drop a like. If you don't think he's doing a good job, drop a sub. Kind of interesting to see how the numbers do, but also if you do subscribe, your name pops up, gives you a little shout out if you're interested. Let's get some more comments going. It's been a little bit. Let's see here. Just lost a sub. GG's. How about Iran? I think it was good that we knocked out the nuclear capabilities, but that should have been where the line is drawn. I don't want any troops on the ground. I think that'll just get us sucked into another pointless war in the Middle East. We'll lose a lot of people and a lot of money, and we can't really afford that with our national debt, I'll be honest. Do you go to the barber and say, just give me a bang in the front? Lol, just joking. Normally I just get it thinned out, I'll be honest. I should have definitely brushed it before hopping on, but what can you do? Pretty messy. I've been out today. Someone says, Trump sucks. Make sure when you say that, you give me a reasoning so it's a little easier to respond. And so that I'm not just reading out comments. Still 4 likes away from 20. Costs nothing to double tap the screen. Been going for half an hour so far. The Him Brothers. Who's your favorite celebrity? Probably Messi. Lionel Messi, soccer player. Comb over coming soon. Nah, I got good hair genetics. Definitely not gonna be needing that anytime soon. You know it's game over when you're brushing the hair this way and there's just a big patch right here, so you're just trying to cover it up. It's when you should just shave it all off. But nah, I got good hair genetics. I'll never go bald. Cross my fingers. But let's see here. We're at 67 concurrent viewers. Going up and down, up and down. Wasn't Trump in the files? Yet again, a lot of people in politics were. A lot of people were in it. There were like thousands of celebrities that were in it, but most of them were in the files just by association. Like they went to a party with the guy like 20 years before what he was doing was even public. But I mean, if Trump was doing crazy things, I think his opponents definitely would have tried leaking the files earlier. But I mean, it's a crazy world. Who knows? Who knows? Will you watch the World Cup? I will, and hopefully I'll go to a game. Definitely cheering on USA, but if they get knocked out, it'll be Argentina again. Enriching himself and being manipulated by everybody. He's doing better than anybody else possibly could. Boy, looking like one of the Mannings. Not too familiar with them. I know it's American football. Birds of a feather flock together, says Tim. Haven't gotten any likes in a couple minutes, I'll be honest. I don't even know how to like a YouTube live stream. You either double click or there's something on the screen that you click and it brings like a like button. I don't know. But what's up, Tanner? Sorry, I'm looking over here. That's where the chat is on my second monitor. What's up, Tim? Let's see. Eli Manning was tough as nails. Isn't that Peyton Manning's son or brother? Not sure. Not too up to date on American football, I'll be honest. Not as much as I should be. Go Giants. I got you on that like though. You welcome. Appreciate it, bro. It means a lot for real. Appreciate you being in the stream. Like I said earlier, clicking the subscribe button does make the little count go up and your name will pop up on the screen. If you want a shout out, that's the best way to do it. Also, I do shout out people who donate any amount. Could literally be cents or $1. I'll shout you out heavy. Of course, you don't have to. You can always just watch for free, but I do encourage typing in the chat so I can respond to people and so it's not boring. You look just like him, Eli Manning. I'll have to see later if that's a compliment or not, but I appreciate it. Do you like the Beatles? Haven't listened to much of the Beatles. Definitely favorite musician of all time, probably Elvis Presley. Arch Manning is QB for Texas Longhorns. I do know that. Breakable Guy 1547 says hi. Appreciate it. 2 likes away from 20 and 10 viewers away from 100 concurrent. It's been about a year since I've gotten that. So, I mean, if we got 90 people in here, the chat should be moving a lot faster. Don't be shy. It's not like it's a crazy opinion. I don't care if you like him or not. It's good to talk. Been in here for about 35 minutes so far. It is funny seeing the viewers go from 60 to 90 in a matter of seconds. Alright, we just hit 20 likes. Let's go. 5 away from 25. Just gained a subscriber as well. Appreciate it. Your name should pop up in a couple of minutes. Just got to go through the system first. Hope the mic sounds alright. Let's see here. If you do give me your opinion, make sure to go a little in-depth. Don't just say yes or no. I'd like to know why so I can respond and give you my 2 cents. I tend to lean in the middle, but Republican on a lot. Or conservative. I'll give props where props due, and I'll criticize when needed. What are y'all opinions on the whole No Kings protest today? They're everywhere. Went to one earlier just to check it out, and signs looked exactly similar, and they were all yelling the same stuff, and a lot of them came on like buses. They were bussed in. Seemed a little fishy to me, but there were a lot of people. I'll give them that. Nothing wrong with the protest. There we go, 100 concurrent viewers, just broke it. Let's go. I think my peak is 500, I'll be honest. Got a little bit of work to do, but let's see here. A lot more people need to know the ups and downs of each side. That's how we got good leaders and stay educated with our votes. There are bad sides to each, but Trump has way more down for Trump's IMO. It's a fair opinion. Yeah, people should definitely be a little bit more educated when it comes to politics. I feel like both wings are just 2 wings of the same bird taking us at the same place. People need to be more independent and just instead of blindly following a party. A lot of things that I believe in that are considered conservative, and there's some things that I believe in that are considered Democrat. That's why I try and sit in the middle when talking to people online. Don't want to be the guy that's just all on one side, you know. Makes it a little boring. Let's see here. We went down 1 like, so now we're at 19. Appreciate it, whoever decided to unlike. Let's see here. I'll be honest, comments are slowing down. I'm not getting anything to read. We got 80 of you. There's got to be some of you with some opinions. Let's see. If you think he's doing a bad job, double tap and like the stream. If you think he's doing a good job, subscribe. If I can't get you in the chat, I'll get you that way. See how skewed the numbers are there. Brother, why are you wearing a full suit in your bedroom? I was out earlier today, downtown Wilmington, just checking out the whole No Kings thing, just to see what was up. And I thought I'd wear a suit, because I did bring a camera. I didn't really end up filming anything, but wanted to seem professional, and I wanted to kind of pass by as press, so that I wouldn't get kind of escorted away, but I don't know. Figured talking politics, might as well dress decent. Of course, my tie is not where it should be, but what can you do? It's a zip tie. Appreciate you calling out the Prime Minister of the UK, Starmer. Yeah, I mean, can't sell out your country like that, you know? Cannot do that. Okay, that's fair enough, lol. Thought you got dressed up for the stream. Nah, only sometimes. Sometimes I have like school club events at UNC Wilmington, so I'll dress up for that, but I honestly like wearing suits. Don't know if that's weird or not, but appreciate the comment, Dice, in regards to Starmer. Definitely in terms of that, probably hoping for Nigel Farage or Rupert Lowe. They seem to have good heads on their shoulders. They can set that country back to what it should be. Still at 19 likes. Can't be that hard to double tap. No, I'm just kidding. Someone said Tiffany Trump 2028. Heard a lot of Barron Trump 2028 or Donald Trump Jr. 2028. Never heard Tiffany. That's a new one, I'll be honest. Just kind of seems like the quietest of all the Trump kids. Her and Barron. Funny enough, Barron Trump is worth like $150 million, which is insane. I think it was like a co-created like a cryptocurrency company with his brothers. That's insane. Let's see. Appreciate the like, Caprello. It means a lot, for real. And if you guys want to stay updated on my other socials, they're up on the top. Dropping a follow does help out a lot. Don't have to follow them all, but I mean, definitely helps. You can always watch for free though. So far, past 3 streams, the first 2 I've gotten little donations, none for this one. Don't want to be that guy that asks for donations, but it's always down there if you are willing and able. Of course, you can always watch for free. I'll never tell someone that they need to donate. But I do encourage typing in the chat so I have something to talk about and not just sitting here talking to myself, you know? Let's see here. Yeah, I've had a lot of talk today on UK politics in terms of Starmer and what the future of, I mean, the UK is going to look like. I mean, you walk in the UK, it doesn't look like it did 50 years ago. That same can be said about the United States in some parts. If people are coming into the country, there's got to be a legal way to do it, safe way to do it, and a fair way to do it. But that's what I like about what Trump has promised, and a lot of what he's done is you can't really have illegal immigration. It's not safe for anybody. And I will agree there's got to be some sort of like reforms for in terms of like legal immigration. You can't, it's kind of sucks that you got to wait like 10 years just to get approved. They definitely need to speed it up if they want to incentivize legal immigration in regards to illegal. But I feel like it's kind of this common sense thing that won Trump over, especially with the younger generation, is in terms of the left, a lot of common sense was kind of absent. A lot of crazy things being said. But then again, a lot on the right, crazy things were said, but wasn't necessarily impeding on common sense. Christian, that might be the craziest comment of today, I'll be honest. I'm gonna have to say no for that one. That is funny though, I'll give you that. Still sitting at 20 likes. If you don't want to comment, then you do you, but I mean, if you think he's done good, subscribe. If you think he's not doing good as of lately, drop a like, just so I know what the average is for the viewers. Highest viewer count, concurrent viewer count today was 100. That's, I think, the highest I've gotten this year, even though this is only my 3rd stream this year, but definitely gonna be doing more. Last year I streamed games and I was getting like around 300 to 500 subscribers per stream, and I mean, I think I even broke 1,000 concurrent viewers at one point. But this is more interesting than playing games in my opinion. Christian, I do not. I'll be honest. Top 10 craziest things I've been asked though, I'll be honest. Let's see here. We got 70 people watching, and the chat is kind of stagnant. This isn't in person, so no need to be shy. And if you do give me your opinion, make sure to tell me why, so I can kind of either agree or not agree and give you my reasoning. It's funny how we went from 100 viewers to 60 to 50 and then to 70. It's funny how YouTube live stream works. It's fun though. 'Cause, 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 'cause been a little bit since I've given my 2 cents on the text up there. I think he's done a good job on a lot of things, but as of the past month, and depending on what he does with Iran, my opinion could definitely change. I think 2025 was a great year. The beginning of 2026 was a great year, but since the beginning of March with this whole Iran thing, definitely should have stopped the operations at taking out the nuclear facilities, but maybe a little bit of oil would be nice as well. But the second we put boots on the ground is when I disagree with the whole Iran thing. I hope we don't put boots on the ground either. Thanks for your answer, and then proceeds to ask another crazy question. Definitely not. Back up at 21 likes. Appreciate it. 4 away from 25. The 25th liker, I'll shout you out. We also dropped down to 11,069 subs. We were at just one above, but a little bit of an incentive for subscribing is your name pops up on the screen and is seen by potentially hundreds of people. If you're a content creator, that could help. What's up, fan? How's it going? Okay, I'm gonna leave. Have a nice day. You too, bro. Appreciate you being here, regardless of the question. Let's see here. If you want a verbal shout out, there's a little money symbol bottom of the screen. Of course, you don't have to donate, but I will shout you out verbally. Could help your channel out as well. You can always watch for free. It'd be fun if I could bring more people on instead of it just being me talking to chat. Got to get some friends going here for sure. I think my first political stream like 2 weeks ago, I had a number up on the screen and they would call it. Some of the calls were crazy, some of them were normal. Is Trump pretending to be dumb, or is he planning something big? The White House social media posts the past 3 days have been kind of cryptic, a little weird, but who knows what he's planning. I don't think there's a person in the world that knows, to be honest. I see your comment, bro, I'll be honest. Slick Nick says Trump is a brilliant leader. Appreciate the comment. Make sure to follow up with why. But I do agree with that comment in some ways. I feel like he would get a lot more positivity from the left if he had a different way of communicating. But then again, Trump's gonna Trump. Can't really stop that. Probably why he won a little bit as well. People were tired of just lifelong politicians talk the same, act the same, don't really do much. But was he in Epstein files? Sure he was. I mean, there was a lot of people in there. A lot of crazy things. In regards to the question, I think he was, yes. To be exact. 3 likes away from 25. Commenting and liking does push the stream to more people, so I can talk a lot longer. We've been on here for about 50 minutes. Paul says Trump sucks. Make sure to tell me why, so that it's not just a blanketed statement. Define Epstein files. I mean, I would think ultimately it's what was released by the US government with the label Epstein files. Nothing crazy to define there. I remember thinking they were never going to get released like 2 years ago. And then Trump came in and released them. See, let's get some more comments going. Got about 80 people in here. I think the max for this one's going to be stuck at 100, I'll be honest. Don't know if this is the best time of day to stream, but We're doing it anyways. What's up, Cristiano? Christian, sorry. That was not a long break. I think Trump would beat Skibbity Toilet in a 6-7. Yeah, it's got to be the worst set of words I've ever read in my life, I'll be honest. Someone says answer the question. I'm not sure what question that is. If you are typing, make sure it's not in all caps because for some reason I can't see those. 2 likes away from 25. Double tap the screen if you can. Ten away from 100 viewers again. Let's go. Goes from 90 to 70 so fast. Then it'll go back to 80 and then 90. It's never just staying still. Once again, if you do want a verbal shout out, you can click the little money symbol and donate any amount. Quite literally, you can donate like $50 and you'll get a verbal shout out. Could help your channel out. Of course, you can just watch for free as well. How much have you invested in Trump meme coins? Absolutely nothing. Your chat still sees the comments. Do you support Trump? Or he says the orange guy. I support him on a lot of things, but I'm not just gonna meaninglessly support someone, you know. Support him on a lot of what he's done, and some of what he's done I don't support. But I think 2025 was a good year. Beginning of 2026 was a good year, but it's started to decline lately for sure. But in terms of, you said your chat still sees his comments, it's cool if they do, but I don't. What's up, Dally Say? Don't know if that's how you say your name, but if you talk about politics, people will stick around. Let's make the stream interesting. That's the goal. Someone says, no, he's not, but the alternative was much worse. Let's see here. Not sure what that's in reference to. But like I said, in terms of Trump, I support him on a lot of what he's done, and some of what he's done I don't support. Not just gonna support to support, you know? There's gotta be reasoning behind it. Same with Joe Biden. A lot of what he did, some of what he did I supported, and some of what he did I didn't support. It's politics. No, he's not, but the alternative was much worse. Harris, I tend to agree. Pancito says hi. How's it going? Both sides serve the same masters. Yep. Ultimately, unfortunately. What do you support? I would say I lean Republican on a lot of things, and some things I lean Democrat, but I like to stay in the middle in terms of stream so that nobody feels, or so that everybody feels represented. Stuff that Trump does that I don't like, and there's stuff that he does that I do like. Goes with any politician. The alternative would have been worse. How? I mean, when Biden got in, wars started everywhere. And, I mean, I feel that if Harris got in, it wouldn't have really changed. I don't think that she commanded a lot of respect, especially from, like, major world leaders. But, I mean, who am I to tell you? You can make up your own mind. How's it going? I couldn't get 1853 says hi. How's it going? 4 likes away from 30. Appreciate it. Someone says, not like now, huh? The good thing is Trump is yet to start major wars. But if he puts boots on the ground in Iran, then he would have started a war. But I hope he doesn't. A lot of people like to kind of gloss over all the wars that Trump ended. I think it was like 9 wars. They were in kind of small countries, but I mean, it's still good to see. I miss the old Biden, like the 70s when he was based. Do you support the billionaire tax cut at the expense of the working class? I think billionaires should probably pay a little bit more in taxes, but the problem is states like New York, they want to impose these crazy tax laws for billionaires, and then they wonder why the billionaires are all moving to Florida and building their businesses in red states. And I mean, I think that's what gets them. I think that's what hurts blue states like New York. I mean, go to a lot of the billionaires there that built their businesses in New York are fleeing to Texas and Florida. And same with California, the billionaires there tend to leave. But I mean, I do agree with the principle that they should probably pay a little bit more in taxes for sure. There's a lot of loopholes, unfortunately. Once again, 4 likes away from 30. Someone just subscribed as well. Your name probably popped up on the screen. I missed it. But clicking that subscribe button costs absolutely nothing, and your name pops up for potentially hundreds to see. Let's get some more comments going. Been streaming for almost an hour, about 56 minutes. So again, we're yet to get a donation this stream. Of course, you don't have to donate, but it helps tremendously. You can donate as little as 50 cents. And I'll shout you out verbally. Let's see here. Regardless of who's in the office, the result is more taxes, more laws, less freedom, more corruption, and rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Society consistently is declining. Can't disagree with you there. Like how in 2016, Trump, during like one of the debates, I think it was like the general election debate against Hillary, he said he would definitely be for billionaires paying more in taxes, even though he is a billionaire. It kind of definitely won some respect points there. He also outed himself on taking advantage of the tax code, which just goes to show how transparent he can be. Then again, that was 10 years ago. Who knows? Who knows how it is now? I will say we're getting a lot more interviews in this administration than we were in the last one. You would see Biden like once a week, whereas Trump it's like twice a day. Definitely very, very transparent. If you think Trump's doing a good job, subscribe, and if you don't, drop a like. See how skewed the numbers get. Let's get some more comments going. It costs nothing to comment. And whatever you support, it's your opinion, and I'll just give you my 2 cents on it. No shame in anything. Got about 70 people in here. Wonder what time of day is best for streaming in terms of numbers. I feel like I could do a lot better if I had more people in here. The mandatory period he had to file executive deportations for the season. Like, he's definitely, or ICE has definitely ramped down their, or de-escalated their operations. Eager to see if he gives them the go to start back again. A lot of hiccups in Minnesota, but Joseph says Trump is doing great. Appreciate the comment, but make sure when you do comment you give a reasoning so I have more to respond to. But I tend to agree with that statement. Be nice to see this whole Iran situation just fizzle out. I think the second we put boots on the floor is game over. It's going to lose a lot of support, especially with the midterms coming up. 3 likes away from 20. Liking is free and it helps out a lot. Every season is different, but every season carries filing executive orders. Very true. Appreciate the comment, JM Punk. Sounds familiar. Been going for about an hour now. Got 60 people in here and not many comments. If everybody just typed their opinion, whether it be yes or no, gives me a lot to talk to and a lot to respond to. And the reason I'm looking over here is because I got a second monitor with the chat. Let's see here. Still at 11,070 subscribers. Subscribing is free, and your name does pop up on the screen if you're interested in that. Gets you a little bit of publicity in the long run. It costs nothing. Someone says, absolutely not, brother. Appreciate the comment. Care to give a reasoning? March was a bit of a rough one, I'll be honest. I don't like how he riles up the liberals. Like, can't he accomplish all this stuff without giving SNL things to mock? Without getting dumb young people a reason to join the conversation? He does rile them up a lot. I think the reason he's doing it in this term is because, I mean, can't run again. Grown people debating about grown people. What would you rather I talk about? Just having fun here. Appreciate the comment though. Why you so red? Standing in the sun all day. Went to a No Kings protest just to check it out. Not that I necessarily support it. So I was in the sun for a little bit. Let's see here. Maybe for the rich, definitely not the poor or middle class. Look at the unqualified people he has under him. Why does your country always act like the world's police? Who told you to act like the world's police? I mean, I think it's probably because the rest of the world depends on us. Every time something bad goes or starts to happen, they always call the United States. We're always first to give our defense. So, I mean, I think if other countries stopped asking for help, then maybe we wouldn't be the world's police. I don't think that we should be either, to be honest. Aside from the immigration, Trump doing good. I agree. Should probably ramp up the immigration again, I'll be honest. What's up, Tim? Said, not sure what that's referring to. Someone said, wake up. Not sure what that's referring to either. Bri got a better question. Which president do you think did a good job last? I think Trump's first term was pretty good, but I mean, who knows what he does in this one? I think the reason he won is, especially for young people, is common sense that a lot of Democrats, like higher up Democrats, seem to lack with the whole, I mean, just senseless debates on science and biology. Definitely lost them the election, I'll be honest. Unfortunately, your father was at the No Kings protest participating. A lot of people were. I went there just to check it out. There were probably 5,000 people there, but the problem is the signs looked exactly the same. They looked like they were made in a factory, and a lot of the protesters were bussed in, so it's got a lot of questions to ask, I'll be honest. The whole world is currently experiencing an oil crisis. Will you help other countries in crisis, or you only think of yourself? Well, I mean, I feel like we've been helping other countries for the entire existence of the United States. In my personal opinion, we should probably be focusing on ourselves. I mean, if other countries are having an oil crisis, maybe they should pull off an operation like the U.S. did in Venezuela. Get some oil some ways like that, or start talking with countries besides the United States, because we shouldn't really shouldn't be the piggy bank for the world, and we shouldn't be the police either. Is the protest in SF? Not sure what that means. If that's like a state or city or something, but I went to one in Wilmington, North Carolina, just to see what the big deal was. Because I saw protesters this morning. I think there's like a nationwide thing that like No King set up or something. I don't know, but it looked a little fishy to me with the all the signs like factory made and people yelling the same stuff coming in on buses. I don't know, a little weird. San Francisco probably was there. I mean, that's California, so. Joseph says, America first, we need to start putting our country before other countries. Couldn't agree more. Probably the best comment today. Could not agree more. Shouldn't be fighting other countries' battles either. Every time another country gets out of line, it's always our responsibility to fix it. Shouldn't be that way. We got our own problems. Forgot Cali is weird. You either know every city or just LA. That is true. Kind of took SF for abbreviation for San Francisco anyways. Trump is doing an excellent job for Israel. My life continues to be downhill in Tennessee. Yeah, our presidents definitely need to focus on the country that they're running and not be persuaded by other countries to join wars. So that comment definitely resonates. We are 1 like away from 30. I'll shout out the 30th liker. Just saying. We're 4 subs away from 11,075. Your name does pop up for a couple seconds after you subscribe. If you're interested in that, if you're like a content creator who wants a little bit of a shout out there. Trump's doing an excellent, or the best job ever protecting people just like him. Joseph says, so true. In regards to the America First, absolutely. Chewy, I think you were in one of my other streams, if I remember the name correctly. Let's go 30 likes. If you were at the 30th liker, put your name in chat so I can give you a little shout out. It's also a little money symbol. You don't have to donate. You can just watch for free, but even 50 cent donation helps. How young are you? Just turned 21 on March 17th. He's been bought. It's unfortunate. I miss when presidents weren't influenced by other countries to do things, but I mean, I'd rather him than the opponent, you know? I have the babyface curse. That's rough. That's a rough one to hear, I'll be honest. Maybe start growing out a beard a little bit. I'm sure I'll appreciate it when I'm like 50, but as of now, it's not fantastic. He said no wars, Iran and Ukraine ongoing. He said low prices, not in Tennessee. I was in older stream as well. Okay, it's good to know that you were in an older stream. He said no new wars. As far as I'm concerned, the Iran whole situation, it's not a war until we got boots on the ground, so as long as we don't got boots on the ground, then it would be no new wars. But he did say that the whole Russia-Ukraine thing would be sorted out in like a day, and it's still going, so what can you do? It was an unkept promise, unfortunately. Although he did end like 9 other wars, but they were smaller countries. I'm sorry, my guy. No, you're good. I hear it. Someone said be quiet. Just here talking, having fun. Hope you're having a good day, though. Doesn't sound like it, unfortunately. Other countries' problem? That's funny to me, considering that America is compromised of all other countries. I have family all over the world. World War II, if we didn't get involved, we would speak German now. Well, I mean, what we have now isn't like a World War situation. But, I mean, if we didn't get involved in World War II, this country would be completely different. But, I mean, I think the President of the United States should be worried about the country he's running and nothing else. Although it's always good to try and end wars, but cannot be top priority unless it's impeding the United States. Also, not really for sending monies to other countries. I think they should, if they wanted to get started in a war, they should probably fund it themselves. Might be blunt, but that's just what I believe. If anything, bulk up, wider neck might fix it. In wrestling for the ears, like cauliflower ears, I'm guessing. Yeah, I definitely do need to bulk up. Not sure about the ears, though, I'll be honest. Will you consider war with boots on the ground? Yeah, if we were to have boots on the ground in Iran, I would consider that either a war or the start of another Middle East war, but as of this point, we don't have boots on the ground. I hope it stays that way. Hope he keeps that promise. Let's see here. Still at 30 likes. See if we can get to 33 or 35. Been in here for about an hour and 10 minutes just talking, having fun. And we're 3 subs away from 11,075. Your name pops up, like I said. Sorry I have to keep saying it, but it does help the stream tremendously. Have you considered mogging? I might have the face for it. Have not considered it, I'll be honest. Generally, wartime is when we make the most money. That is true. But, I'm more concerned about, our soldiers than money at this point. Money's good, but life is a little better. Someone says, we didn't intervene in World War II. We were attacked by Japan. Before that, we were neutral and sold supplies to the Allies. That is true. We were provoked. With no warning, by the way. As Trump said a couple days ago. That was pretty funny. But, my bet it will wage officially, boots on ground, and you won't say it's war and call it whatever Trump calls it. I bet money. No, I mean, if we get boots on the ground, I'll call it a war. I'm not one of these people that, are just gonna take side just to take side. Like, I mean, if I see something bad about the administration, I'll say it. And if I see something good, I'll say it. Not gonna be a writer, you know? It's just not how I roll. You're more concerned about getting this grift money? No. Y'all can watch for free. No need to donate. Honestly, we do the best when we don't send troops. That is true. And honestly, modern war, how many troops do we need? I mean, it's all technology at this point. Let's see, someone says, could you do a better job at what? When we are at arms dealers, we make bank. That is true. Someone said 3 terms. That would be crazy, but I wouldn't put it past him. But I more so aligned with the Constitution in that one. Bet money you won't, brother. Bet it. All right. And I've maintained a pretty consistent, like a pretty intellectually consistent conversation in terms of the Iran war. I've said won't consider a war until we have boots on the ground, which I'm heavily against. I think we should just let it up to them. I mean, we gave them a little head start, and I mean, if they want to change the regime, this is a no better chance to do it than right now. I think we should leave them alone at this point. Straight up, mostly drone warfare at this point. Yeah, it's crazy. I would not want to be fighting, that's for sure. DJ says, I still support Trump. Alright. Crazy comment. First part was alright, but I thought about something today. With how low hiring is right now, a lot of small towns with 10,000 people or less will become just ghost towns in 8 to 12 years. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Definitely, something's got to change economically, but, I mean, in like 2015, 2016, there were towns like, you'd go to Indiana, just ghost towns, like something like Gary, Indiana, or something like that. Used to be a manufacturing town, and, unfortunately ruled to the ground. Haven't really read up on it since then, but sad to see for sure. 4 likes away from 35 does help out a lot, like I said. Don't have to though. Your takes have no basis in fact, it's just vibes and feelings, says Andrew. Well, I haven't really haven't really been asked a question that requires facts, but it's mostly just people telling me my opinions and I'm just giving it. But I appreciate your comment nonetheless. Whammy says hi, what's up? Ghost towns are fun to explore though. They do seem to be. I've seen a lot of videos of people like urban exploring and whatnot. It seems so fun. They're on like high buildings, just foggy. I would definitely be down to do that. If you believe in what Trump promised and how things are going, does not require intellect to see how bad of a job he's doing. I mean, he's kept a lot of promises, and a lot of them he hasn't kept either. I mean, he kept his immigration promise, and that was like ultimately what he ran on. He's ended 8 wars, although the main one, or 9 wars, sorry, the main one, Ukraine, Russia, he hasn't stopped, unfortunately, so that's one broken promise there. But I mean, he's stopped like 8 or 9, and did a good job with immigration. I mean, last year, and I think it was July, in the month of July, there was like 2 or 3 people that crossed the border compared to a year before where it was probably like 50,000. I mean, doesn't take crazy intellect to see that that's a good job and that that's a promise kept. Dude, if I'm ever in California, I'll bring you exploring. I'm low-key probably the farthest from there. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, but I'll hold you up to it, bro. Seems a lot of fun. Especially in like mountainous areas. A lot of fun. Let's see here. I don't think it matters who we vote for. I mean, definitely more so in local elections, but kind of two wings of the same bird, but and I'll pick my side, you know. Name the 9. They're all like small countries. I know one of them's like Azerbaijan, one of them was like some African country, but I mean there was a whole press release from the White House and they did like a little summit with all those countries where they thanked the current administration. But I know one of them was Azerbaijan and another was an African country, but not too up to date on the list of countries. All I know is that there were wars ended. You have $900 to spare. Low key, I'm a college student, so tell me when I get a job, I might have a different answer. But I think I'll need $900 to spend on essentials. I'll be honest. In 8th grade, I helped a friend on the student council by stuffing the box with votes for him. 60 votes in a class of 30 students. Don't forget to vote. How does that work? 60? Yeah, I mean, that's some 2020 stuff right there, I'll be honest. No, I'm just kidding. What are y'all thoughts on the 2020 election? Do you think it was stolen? I don't. But I don't think Biden got as many votes as he did. Just my personal opinion. Go study an atlas. Those African countries have the best names. They do. A lot of them do. You can't tell me Nairobi ain't hard, bro. It's like a movie name. Imagine falling for MAGA propaganda. What do you mean by that? There's a lot of people at the No King things today with their little buzzwords like words that can genuinely like be means to get people hurt, and they overuse them. And it's like the boy who cried wolf. Sooner or later, those words won't mean anything. But I mean, they throw it at anything that they disagree with a lot of the times, and people get hurt. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk. All because of disagreement. And his beliefs are ultimately stemmed from the Bible. So, I mean, it's crazy stuff. Gambino. I know there's Gambia. I haven't heard Gambino. Nigeria. That's a cool name. I have a lot to learn, says Scott. Alright. Happy you're here regardless of the comment. Swaziland. Sounds a lot like Switzerland, but it's a pretty sick name. A lot of them are funny. A lot of them are, I'll be honest. Some of them are uncalled for. I'm sure you have evidence to back up that claim. I mean, a Google search is all it takes. I mean, search up wars ended by Trump administration, by second Trump administration. There's a whole list of them. But I mean, you can continue to say that. Appreciate you being here regardless, though. How can we stop wars while funding them? Unfortunately, I think we're always going to be funding wars, but a lot of the wars that he ended, to the best of my knowledge, weren't funded by us just because absolutely nobody knew that they were even going on. But definitely should not be funding wars, and we shouldn't be fighting any other country's wars as well. Can't get stuck back in that. The machines were fixed, said Scott. I guess that's in regards to the 2020 election. Interesting opinion. I retract my TDS comment. You seem to be invested in truth as much as you're able. It's all good. Appreciate the comment. Hope you're having a good day. That was Thomas McFarland. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Good weekend as well. Fix your collar first of all. Is it messed up? Let's see. How do you guys like the zip up tie? A little rough, right? Saves me a little bit of time. What's wrong with the collar? Who knows? Gotta put this in real quick. American flag pin. Ooh, there's the camera. That's how you know I'm tryhard when I put this in. Let's see what other comments we get. Look at the Swazi people versus the British. If you want a good story, definitely gotta look that one up. Definitely gotta look that one up. Which war's kid? Well, I mean, I'm 21 years old. Not really a kid anymore, but you Googled it, no evidence. I mean, like, brother, gotta do a little bit more search than that. Let me search it up. Let me do some searching here. Okay, here we go. Based on statements from October 2025, through early 2026, Donald Trump has claimed to have ended 8 wars or conflicts within his first 8 months of returning to presidency in 2025. Let's see what these are. Israel and Hamas, Gaza, I wouldn't really consider that ended, more so peace treaty or ceasefire. Israel and Iran, Armenia, Azerbaijan, that's one of them, that's the one that I remember. Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, Pakistan and India, that could have been a really big one. Cambodia and Thailand, Serbia and Kosovo, Egypt and Ethiopia. Took me about five seconds to get that going, I'll be honest. About 5 seconds there. But appreciate the comments regardless. You're saying he claimed and then saying laughing, but I mean, there were summits held with the leaders of all those countries with Trump. I mean, I wouldn't imagine they would go there if he hadn't ended the wars. But I mean, you can continue believing what you want. I'm not going to sway you. It's not my job. Free to have your own opinion. Far right conservative says, good job, yes. Firepan Bondi, and I would say great job. What do you mean, bro? The Dow's at 50K. No, I'm just kidding. Some people are saying has claimed as if, like, brother, do you think that the leaders of those countries would let that slide if he just walked around and said, yeah, I ended these wars? It just wouldn't happen. And why would they go to the peace summit that he had? It was either, I think it was earlier this year, all the leaders of all those countries were there and they were thanking him. I mean, a little bit of an echo chamber, I'll be honest. Hey kid, what does claimed mean? Like, brother. He's claimed a lot of untrue things. That's very true. He has claimed a lot of untrue things, but I mean, you gotta understand the magnitude of claiming that you ended 8 wars. You can't just say that and think you're gonna get away with it. And I mean, I literally saw the leaders of all those countries at a summit that he hosted. It's either at the White House or some neutral location in another country, like a northern country. Might have been Davos, but I mean, they were all there thanking him. I mean, got to give credit where credit's due, you know what I mean? But I appreciate the comments regardless. Still 4 likes away from 35. Been a little bit. If you can, just tap the screen. It helps out a lot. To those disagreeing with me, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy you're here, and I hope you're having a good day. A little more education, kid. Now, check what he did to influence those wars, you coward. Like, brother. What do you mean to influence those wars? They were going on during the previous... They started during the previous administration. So I don't think he did really anything to influence them. But appreciate your comment, though. Hope you're having a good one. Someone says, I claim you're a liberal. Alright, nice. It's just funny. A lot of people... It's like Trump derangement syndrome. No matter what he does, it'll never appease them. I mean, he could cure cancer, and they'd say that he wasn't supposed to do that. But I mean, good thing about this country is you can disagree. That's why I'm just here having fun. Nothing to get riled up about. Said Trump's claims as evidence. I mean, those are also claims from leaders of other countries, like, I mean, quite literally NATO countries. But appreciate the comments. Someone says Colmo is a troll. It's fine. I like reading comments. It's fine. You can comment whatever. Open to your opinions. War is the most profitable business out there. Wars never end. Unfortunately, that has a lot of truth to it, but I mean, peace deals, and I think peace deals at this point in history, a peace deal is ultimately ending a war, just stopping until it starts again, you know? Just putting it on paper. A literal MAGA person in real time, this is amazing. I mean, can you tell me why stopping wars is bad, please? I was at a No Kings protest earlier today just to check it out, just to see what was going on. And all the people had manufactured signs. It looked like they came from the same factory, the signs. They were all professionally made, and the people came in on buses. A lot of them came in on buses. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. So it was a little weird. But I mean, you're free to protest. Nothing wrong with it. Let's see here. Would Kamala be doing better? No. Peace. I mean, I don't think that she would really drag the respect or command the respect of some of the bigger countries like Trump would. I mean, I think the only reason Trump really commands respect is because he's so, I mean, irrational. I mean, and impulsive as well. I think impulsive is probably a better word. Never know what his next move is going to be. I think that's ultimately what commands respect from other countries. But let's see here. Gas prices up. Unfortunately, they are. Wish it would be like, I mean, earlier this year they were great, but this whole Iran thing, it's not great. Somebody says he's doing a pretty good job. He's kind of doing too much overseas, but I see why. Lol. I agree. I think we should be sticking with the United States in terms of what we're doing. But let's see here. He said there's no inflation and prices are down, and we all know that is not true. Yeah, I mean, he likes to say some untrue things sometimes. That is absolutely true. But I mean, in terms of what I said with the wars ended, I mean, it's kind of hard to dispute that when all the leaders of those countries attended a summit with him. But I do agree with what you said there. Absolutely. There's absolutely inflation right now. You just repeat whatever he says. No, I really don't. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those MAGA people that are going to ride viewpoints of Trump just to do it, no matter what. You know, I mean, if he does something good, I'll commend him. And if he does something bad, like staying in Iran, then I'll criticize him for it. Definitely criticize him for it. Can't just can't ride aside. You know, it's a little boring when you do that. Why won't you address the unredacted Epstein files? I mean, I think a lot more needs to be released, but it's a little telling how previous administrations wouldn't release it. I'm not happy with what we've got at the moment, definitely, but it's a little weird how previous administrations wouldn't release it. And I mean, if a lot of accusations, and I feel if those accusations were true, they would have been leaked by his political opponents years ago. But who knows? There's no real fact to that in terms of my statement. You're falling for lies. Be better. Can you tell me what lies those are? This kid won't touch the Epstein files. Why is that? You gave me 0.5 seconds to answer that. That's probably why. Appreciate your comment, though. Let's see here. Funny people calling me kid. I'm 21. Might still look like a kid, so fair. Let's see here. 3 likes away from 25, by the way. And if you subscribe, your name does pop up. It's completely free. He did nothing to influence them. Yes, that's what we're saying. Yeah, I mean, he didn't influence the start of those wars, but he ended them. That's pretty positive thing. And I wouldn't say that it was Biden that influenced it either. I think it was just lack of commanding respect, possibly from the previous administration. I mean, Biden did a lot of good things, and some things he didn't do very well, and he should have commanded more respect, that's for sure. You just repeat whatever he says. I mean, I try and stay in the middle. Obviously, I have my viewpoints, like everybody. Where's the rest of the files? Agreed. Should not be redacted. He made good on making already rich people richer. Let's see here. Let them eat cake, DJT. Not sure where that's from. Let's see here. Wars are an absolute concept like death and life. People disagree and fight and happen on large scales. That's called war. That is true. I mean, unfortunate that it happens, but it is a kind of way of life, unfortunately. Let's see here. Prices have gone up because of all the tariffs he's tripping. And ICE workers are way too untrained. A lot of ICE workers are untrained, and that's unfortunate. But, I mean, defunding ICE is not the way to go, especially since it's been there for like 3 administrations, and on a whole, they do good things. But, I mean, the whole tariff thing, he just did that to get countries to do what he wanted, to kind of threaten them with tariffs a little bit. A lot of the time, he didn't even impose the tariffs. He just threatened the tariffs, and the leaders of the so-called imposed countries would do as he said, without, and then he'd pull the tariffs out right after that. But it's more of just a technique seen a lot in kind of negotiations and business. But see, can you believe all these people had some education and don't remember the most influential constituents for politicians are not the working class, it's big business? Someone said tacos are more expensive. All right. People lie to themselves that big businesses don't pay taxes at all. That's a comment. Tacos taste good. I like tacos. That's another comment. Very intellectual. Let's see. No matter what Trump says, it's always a lie. We mainly depend on Middle Eastern oil. That's a crazy statement. Most of us on the right are critical thinkers. We don't agree with 100% of what Trump does, but he's still our best choice of the future. Agree with that comment wholeheartedly. Don't agree with everything he does, but I mean, you can't deny that the right is winning the common sense war. Definitely show a little bit more common sense than the left at the moment. It's unfortunate. Let's see here. At least you aren't dumb, lol, says Paul. Appreciate the comment. Try not to be, at least. Let's see here. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican. Everyone involved in what was going in the files need to be held accountable. Agree wholeheartedly. Peter said hi. Peter Parker, I guess. What's up? Let's see here. Let's see here. Zhang says you can't be more right. Let's see what he was referring to there. A lot of comments. Seemed like a reasonable person. Would you ever consider reading Capital Volume 1 by Marx? It's an analysis of critique of how the world economies operate. Probably not. Probably not. Appreciate the comment though. Tariffs do not affect the working class, it only affects big businesses. I don't know, people were profiting, rich making more pro-rich, I guess. Edward says, I love President Trump. Alright. Trade deficits have gotten worse under Trump, says Richard. By law, you're an adult, but in life, you're still a child, Andrew. Your brain is still developing. And yeah, it develops till 25. I got like 4 years left, but it doesn't mean I can't share my opinions. What happened to common sense, says Jason? I don't know. It like kind of dissipated over the past 10 years, and seems like one side of the political aisle seems to embrace the whole. It seems like the right is embracing common sense and the left not as much. And I mean, I think that's one of the reasons Trump won with young people, because they were tired of ultimately delusion, you know. Definitely a mental health crisis. Let's see here. Liking tacos isn't intellectual now. It's intellectual, but in regards to this conversation, I'll let it slide. Tacos aren't bad. Happened to UFO UAP disclosure. He said something about that like a week ago. He posted something like release like alien files or something, like he's gonna be releasing the alien files, and then he just haven't heard anything since. But pretty interested to see what he does. I bet I could smoke this kid in a live debate. I'll be live a lot more in the future, and I'll have a number where you can call in. I'd love to do it. Troon, tell me your like just a summary of your political views, like what side you're on, so that I can get like a better understanding, because it's kind of hard to tell through comments, but I could tell it probably left compared to me, definitely. But appreciate you being here regardless. It's always good to talk. Keep skipping over my comments. I'm not seeing your comments. If you're typing in all caps, it doesn't show up. Someone said we could all smoke this kid in a debate, lol. Yeah, alright. Sensible and honest people don't want to debate. The desire to debate comes from the desire to be right, not the desire to reach an understanding. That is true, but it is fun, and it is First Amendment, which some people don't believe in, as seen by the whole Charlie Kirk situation. The brain development comment was an insult. Just don't be offended when people call you a kid. I'm on your side. Yeah, I could tell it was a little bit of an insult, but I don't really care. Just happy to be here, to be honest. After we talking. Appreciate the comment, Thomas, regardless of the intent. And alright, tacos are better than the past 5 presidents. Not sure what that means. This dude thinks he looks like Trump. Not really. I mean, not at all. Maybe just a suit and blonde hair, but other than that, no. I wish we had similar bank accounts, but it's just not how the world works. I like chicken fried tacos. Sounds good, I'll be honest. Hot salsa always reaffirms my faith in God. I can't tell if you guys are talking in like a code or something, but alright. We're 1 like away from 35, by the way. Liking the stream does get more people in here, sparks up a little bit of a debate, and causes for a lot more fun. Let's see here. The desire to debate comes from the desire to solve a problem or find out if there is one. First problem ever solved that always needs an update is not dying, lol. Edward says so many angry leftists in here. There are some angry people in here. Oh well. It's fun. They're allowed to be angry. First Amendment. He said the same thing about JFK assassination files. I'd be happy with the truth about Charlie Kirk's murder. I believe it was a clip-on mic explosive. I don't know. I think it was a sniper shot, definitely from where they're saying it was, just based on how everybody in the crowd looked backwards or looked behind them instead of towards the stage. Regardless, it was terrible. If you even if you disagreed with them, you gotta be able to say that that was terrible. Completely undermines the First Amendment. Ryan says, bro, you skipped my comment. Let me see if I can find it. My bad, bro. Let's see here. Not finding it. Make sure you're not typing in all caps, because that does kind of hide it a little. I have a son who's 1 year older than you, and I call him kid every day. Looking back, I was definitely a kid till I hit 25, or till I hit 25. Don't be insulted. It's all good, bro. Hope your kid's doing good. I'm not insulted. I don't really take comments seriously if they're directed personally. But you seem like a solid guy, Thomas. Yeah, I've heard a lot of debate clip-on mic explosive. I don't believe that in terms of Charlie Kirk. I mean, would have been a different looking situation for sure. And it doesn't explain why people look behind them. And it was just a big mess. Whole situation was a big mess. Found the guy with the weapon and video of him going up on the building. I did see that. It took like 2 days for them to figure that out. Let's see here. Been in here for a little under 2 hours so far. We're still 2 likes away from 40. And 0 donations. That's fine. You can always just watch for free. But it does help. It's also free to follow the socials that are at the top of the screen so you can stay up to date with what I'm doing. And subscribing definitely helps. We're 1 subscriber away from 11,075. A lot of taco emojis in here. Someone's hungry. Guess it is around dinner time. At least on the East Coast. Crazy how viewers went from 100 concurrent to like 30. What's up, Hazmat? Again. But yeah, in the future I'll definitely be doing debates with viewers. I did one, like my first political stream. I had just a number on the screen where people could call in, and I talked to them. Some of them were trolls. Some of them didn't have any idea what they were talking about. They just wanted to yell. Some of them were telling me that I was doing a good job, so definitely do it again in the future. Hopefully it's more substantive. Let's see here. I don't like Trump because made ICE take some of immigrants who made good tacos. That's a crazy sentence. And if you're here legally, you gotta pay the price. My comment before and after the tacos, I've put it in dozens of times. Let's see. Try saying the comment in another way, because I've scrolled and I cannot find it. Try and say it like different wording. I don't know if it's being hidden or not. Let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Sorry, brother. Someone said, it's okay, brother, keep your head up. Problem with the people is they just blindly follow whatever their party is saying. For example, I lean towards the left, but I leave in some ideas from the right. Exactly. I lean right, but I believe in some leftist viewpoints. But it's just kind of weird when people ride one side like it's a sports game or a sports team. A lot of people treat politics like it's their favorite sport team, which is kind of crazy. You got to be able to see the good in both sides, and it's always good to criticize your own side as well, every once in a while if they're doing something bad. Choice of meat and a taco, fried chicken. Let's see here. Y'all seeing the new job opening for ridiculously suspicious voter signature gather? I'm so screwed in New York City. That's crazy. I have not seen that. Crazy how you need an ID to shovel snow but not to vote. Crazy stuff in my opinion. Just order tacos, hope they're good, bro. I don't believe in either the government, creator, right, and left. The real directions are east and west. Alright. It's not about tribalism. Just one party uses cancel culture, censorship, lawfare, and political violence. It's definitely more prevalent in one side, that's for sure. It's been like half a year and I still can't believe what happened to Charlie Kirk. And Trump and like the whole Donald Trump thing in 2024, July 13th. It was crazy. They lie, they cheat, they use censorship, they send me to camp in a second. Trump is not doing enough for the problem the country has due to open borders. I will agree with that. He kind of ramped down ICE with the whole Minnesota thing. It'd be interesting to see if he kind of lets his foot off the brake there. But I mean, as of lately, can't really tell. Care mostly about safety. Democrats have a pattern of doing the opposite. One thing I noticed with the left is they seem to care more about looking good than doing good. So like they'll let in 20 million illegal immigrants because it's the humane thing to do, when in reality it's pretty dangerous. Only thing worse than what happened to Charlie Kirk is the celebrations afterward. Seriously, that's the tolerant left though. Party of love and tolerance. Back at it again. Let's see, Ryan. That's crazy. You had to try 20 times to get it through. That's insane, actually. Appreciate your comment though, for sure. It's crazy as how people cheered for Charlie's death and how quick politicians are to facilitate crime, like Zoran in New York City with the attempted bombing. It's insane. It's the whole common sense thing that I was talking about earlier. It seems like one side's got a lot more of it. And if you do good rather than focusing on looking good, good things will happen ultimately. Because sometimes bad things look good, you know, like keeping the border open for 20 million people to come across unvetted. Looks good humanely, like we're letting in all these people, but a lot of people on the left don't really seem to think about the negatives of it, and ultimately that's what won Trump the election, is the ability for voters to look at both sides and make their decisions. This video's in a loop, lol. No, it's not. Let's see here. Doing a good job at raising gas prices. Yeah, the whole Iran thing definitely raised prices. I wish it would go back to what it was in January. It was so good. Just gotta wait for it to go down, I guess. 1 like away from 40, by the way. We've been doing this for about an hour, 50 minutes. And we're 5 subscribers away from 11,080. Pretty sure this guy's part of ATA. What's that? I'm unfamiliar with that. Charlie Kirk isn't coming back. Well, I mean, that's pretty obvious. He might be dead, but his movement isn't, that's for sure. Big government is bad. It was never intended to have so much control over its citizens, for the people, by the people. Term limits are a must. Absolutely. Someone said this guy went to use the bathroom and his video is looping. That's weird. Anti-taco agency. It's funny. Some comments are like pro taco, some aren't. Gotta make up your mind. It's such a pressing matter. We're at 40 likes. Let's see how fast we can get to 50. Let's just go and see. Gotta get to 50. Moreno, that's a crazy thing to say. Just, I mean, I'm guessing you're on the left. Just goes to show that what we've been saying on the violence from one side is very prevalent. But I hope you're having a good day regardless. Crazy comment though. Someone said, how is the video looping if he's reading live comments? For real. Someone says, seems like expecting foreigners to have the same common sense as us is delusional. It works both ways, just like it's not to why foreigners don't want to learn English in the U.S. Yeah, and I mean, if you come here, it's always helpful to assimilate into the culture, you know? Like, there's, I mean, some parts of the world's views just aren't compatible with others, and when you have mass immigration, there's bound to be some conflicts. Is a perfect example of why the left is evil. Seems that way in many cases. I mean, the way they celebrated after his death was, it just really opens your eyes, you know, the icing on the cake for how they act in many ways. Wow, viewers jumped up significantly, back at 80. Let's go. Just talking about politics today. Worst president ever. He shut down TSA twice. Maybe if the Democrats could find something where they are enabling ICE funding as well, then maybe TSA could get open, but it seems that they don't want to enforce the law anymore, which is unfortunate. If you think he's AI, the fox is simple. Ask him to hold up 3 fingers in front of his face. No AI here, buddy. None here. Let's see here. This conversation will be more about tacos. All right, you do you. Your profile picture changed colors, it seems a little. Selective empathy is weird. Even though Charlie supported it, doesn't mean you should too, as an argument against him. And he didn't support, like, using weapons for evil. He supported the right to defend yourself. And, I mean, unfortunately, there's evil people that will use weapons for evil, but it's unfortunate. Okay, highest viewer count of the stream, 103. Let's go. Double tap the screen if you think he's doing bad. Subscribe if you think he's doing good. Let's see how the numbers go. How's it going, all the new people? What does TSA have to do with ICE? Well, the reason TSA isn't being funded right now is because the Republicans made a deal and they sent it over to the Democrats saying, you know, I mean, we'll continue funding TSA if we allow funding for ICE, and the Democrats, I mean, are halting ICE funding, and that's subsequently halting TSA funding. I'm for funding both. I think the TSA being shut down is bad. Same with ICE. People should be getting paid regardless of who's president. There you go, no AI. What's up, SN? How old are you? I'm 21. Just turned 21. I'm happy with the direction of our country, says Jason. Hope it stays steady. Cody says Donald Trump is the greatest president ever. Appreciate the comment. Make sure when you are commenting to give your viewpoints. We're 9 likes away from 50. And I've also got socials up there. If you want to follow, you can. It helps out a lot. Of course, you don't have to. Let's see here. So now TSA can't work because of ICE. What does ICE have to do with TSA? Well, the past couple days, they've been placing ICE agents to do some jobs of TSA agents who rightfully are leaving because they're not getting paid. I don't blame them for that, but the Republicans are all for funding TSA while also funding ICE, but the Democrats don't want to fund ICE, they just want to fund TSA, and that's where this is happening. I mean, I'm not going to blame anybody here, but it's an unfortunate circumstance all around. What's up, June? Hope you're having a good one. Curdy Can, I'm not here to debate. I actually pay no attention to what our government's doing. Glad you're here regardless. Hope you're having a good day. Great for winning 3 back-to-back wars with Iran in 10 minutes. Because TSA shouldn't suffer because of ICE, I agree. But, I mean, you can't just stop funding a government organization just because you disagree with what they were doing, especially when a lot of the people, most of the people were doing good things. It's like police. Every couple of years some officers will do some crazy thing and the rest of the department, the rest of the job is generalized. And I mean, you can't be doing that. Same with ICE. What some ICE members did was horrible, but I mean, you can't throw that label on all of them, all thousands of them across the United States. This country's in the worst possible position it's ever been. There's chaos everywhere. Trump just wants chaos. He destroys things and takes credit for cleaning it up. Let's see. Chaos is everywhere because people are mad that they didn't get their way in the election. I mean, I was at a No Kings protest earlier today just to check it out. And people had their factory made signs. They all looked the same, all professionally made. A lot of them came in on buses. It looked fishy, but I mean, what can you do? I think all ICE members were great. Generally. Let's see here. Donald Trump is the greatest president. I prefer blissful unawareness. I do work on tractor trailer trucks, and I've noticed 80% of us drivers are foreign. I mean, that's a noble job. I've had truck drivers in my bloodline. It's a noble job. Very important too. Low-key riding Trump. Happens. I mean, it happened when Biden won. The right or Republicans got all mad, but I never saw like 4-year-long protests. It was just like the months after, and then just stopped. But I mean, the left, they do love their protesting. I'll give them that, which is fair. Perfectly able to do that. Here in Tucson, we were ready to eat Trump. You look pretty soft and meek too. Appreciate the positivity there. Another tolerant member of society. Appreciate your comment. Hope you're having a good day regardless of what you think of me. People have noticeable why he is doing what he's doing. These countries want to destroy the USA and our people want to protest and protect them. Wild. It's crazy how a lot of members on the left will be for illegal immigration. They'll be for open borders because no people are stolen on stolen land or something like that. And then they'll do protests for some people, but when it doesn't fit their agenda, when other people's are affected, they'll never go out and protest for them. Same with the right. Both sides do it. It's unfortunate, but it's the state of our country. Very polarized. It's not great. Anyway, thank you for your time. I hope your stream is good, friend. Appreciate you coming in here. And I hope to see you at another one. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday and continue to have a good weekend. Every president is on the same team, left and right. It's an illusion. And yeah, I've kind of woken up to that idea over the last couple of weeks, I'll be honest. My issue isn't how he's doing, it's the terminology that he is using. Why tell us? I thought we were going to do this, then bombed another country off of a feeling. He does do that a lot. The way he addresses things isn't fantastic, but I think that's one of the reasons he won. I mean, Trump's going to Trump, but we definitely should not be bombing other countries unless they have like nuclear capabilities like Iran, but we should draw the line there. No new war. Let's see here. Love seeing educated youth. Keep it up. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. Love the comment. We conquered, we didn't steal. Facts. Some people aren't supporting that idea, which is insane. They'll follow history only when it appeases them. If we want to fix the system, we have to break the old one first. Nobody likes war. However, war is inevitable. Very true, Mr. Mayhem. Trump 2025. All right. I can't believe me and Trump bombed Iran. Bro thinks he's part of the team. That's crazy. Appreciate the comment, though. Does the right even really protest? I mean, not as much as the left, that's for sure. I mean, we probably should, or the right definitely should protest more. I mean, it's First Amendment, but kind of comes off as a little crybaby-ish, in my opinion. People just yelling the same thing, carrying similar signs. I mean, professional signs too being bussed in. It was a little weird today, but oh well. Okay, I like how you're doing this. Respect, appreciate it. I try and make my views like known, but also be open-minded to other people. Kind of like to stay in the middle a little. Wow, we're at 160 live viewers. That's insane. If we can get to 11,100 subscribers by the time this stream ends, that'd be insane. And I'll do debates next. I'll have call-ins where people can debate with me and whatnot, and my friends. And if you do subscribe, your name does pop up, as you see just there. And we're 7 likes away from 50. That's fantastic. Okay, we got some more comments going in. The elite are all working together. Everything is theater. The elite knew Trump would do this when they had Biden bring in 13 million people. Yeah, I mean, still can't believe he left the border open for 13 million people to come in. Jesus loves you. God bless you, and have a great day, brother. Appreciate it so much, Jimmy. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I hope you continue to. High gas, high groceries, no Doge checks, tariffs a mess, no mass deportation, and more war. He didn't do anything he said he would. Be real with yourself. They were worried about impeachment. I mean, he did do mass deportation until the left cried about it and decided to defund ICE. But in terms of Doge checks, you are very right about that. We should be getting to our Doge checks. The gas prices were good in 2025 and the beginning of 2026. However, this whole Iran conflict has brought it down the tubes. But let's see what the next couple weeks do. Haven't seen people riding to their jobs on horses like they were during the whole 2022 gas crisis with the whole Russia-Ukraine war. Avoiding the result of your actions is not love. I'm 77 years old, and I love seeing this from our country. Thank you, Andrew. Keep up the good work for young Americans. Thank you so much. What a great comment from June. That's awesome. Appreciate it a lot. So it's always good when we can talk with people with different viewpoints in a civil manner. And I think that's one of the great things about this country is the First Amendment. You can't do this in some other countries. Definitely take it for granted for sure. Let's see. Let's see here. A lot of comments. 5 likes away from 50, by the way. Just saying. Vandal says hi. Someone says, Mr. Mayhem says, I've talked with a woman in Venezuela. They really did dump all of their undesirables into the USA. That's why TDA has got to be a household name. They dumped them all here. Venezuela. And, yeah, I mean, Bukele as well, whatever country he runs, I'm not sure. I think it's El Salvador, yeah. I mean, they had the lowest crime in their countries when Biden was president because they were just pushing all their criminals into the United States, which is crazy. You know? I mean, it's good that our border's closed, you know? Cosmo, I recognize your name. I feel like you were in another stream. Trump is doing great, says Cosmo. I respect how you're not biased, though, and admit to wrongs. Appreciate your comments. I noticed they've been a little kind of disagreeing with some of what I'm saying, but I think it's awesome that we can talk with each other online and disagree in a respectful manner. And some of the things he said I do agree with, and some I don't, but that's America, and that's what makes it great. Somebody said Trump for prison 2026. You guys already tried that. I'm watching. You said hi. There's not 500 billion heirs if there's only 8 billion people in the world. Be real with yourself. Not sure what that's referring to. Don't remember giving any numbers. MAGA Maxwell already got away. Wouldn't consider myself MAGA. Just I'd say I'd lean conservative. And there's some things that Trump does that I think are good, and some that I think are bad, and I'll criticize him when I feel that it's needed. When am I getting president? Someone said 2 wrongs always make a right. Someone said this is all MAGA liars, all of them. Can you tell me what I've said that was a lie? I'd be happy to answer. Pretty clear that he's compromised. I think he's doing the best job he can under the restrictions. Says Gray. I mean, it's unfortunate. He's got to have that JFK essence to him. But a lot of our leaders are bought and paid for, unfortunately. We're 1 like away from 50, by the way, just saying. 17 subscribers away from 11,100. That'd be great. Someone said Trump for prison again. I feel like you guys, or the left, tried that and lost on appeal cases, but the war is a bit of a stretch. Kidnapping another country's president and taking the oil is crazy, especially for the using the classified discombobulator device. That was crazy hearing about that device. I would not want to be wherever that is, but I mean, Maduro was talking crazy. He definitely overstepped his boundaries, but after the whole thing happened, Venezuelans were celebrating in the streets. And I mean, Venezuela seems to be getting on as usual now, but with a not as corrupt leader. Yeah, not too impressed. Only campaign promise kept was close the border. He's not even deporting that many folks. He promised no new wars. And now we're spending money like no other to fund the war. I will agree with the border. And let's see here. He said no new wars. I wouldn't consider the Iran conflict a war until we got boots on the ground, but the second we get boots on the ground, I'll consider it a war. But yeah, we should definitely not be funding wars, especially since there's a campaign promise to stay peaceful. I voted for Trump, but I don't believe in the MAGA cult that will follow Trump. Still too early to tell, though. Hopefully he isn't a failure. It is a little too early to tell. A lot of people treat politics like it's their favorite sports team, and that's kind of what makes it funny. But it's also a little concerning. El Diablo, that is an insane comment. Party of love and peace. Trump is unfit, unhinged, and unqualified, says George. Same people saying that said that Biden was sharp as a tack. I'm willing to admit Trump's faults, but some people in the chat are unwilling to give him any props for what he's done. And I think that's the extremities of politics in this country I mean, it's so far one way and so far the other way, where people in the middle are kind of, not even just the middle, but center in their party aren't like heard, because it's always an echo chamber of far left and far right. Bella says Trump has lowered grocery prices, utilities, rent, and gas, maybe in 2025, but this year it's not doing as good. So Trump is destroying America and you support him. How is he destroying America? Appreciate your comment, though, George. I'm happy you're here. Even though he's fallen short, I can't imagine what it would be like under the Harris-Walz administration. Couldn't agree more. Abigail says, I love Trump. I support MAGA. Appreciate the comment. Breck says, Trump is a chud. Wolvera says, don't know. Honestly, haven't paid much attention. That's fair. Someone says, okay, admit what has Trump done wrong. Let's hear it. I think de-escalating ICE was not a fantastic move. I think that anything beyond taking out Iran's nuclear facilities was not a great move. I think we should have ended it there, not gotten involved any other way. But I mean, what can you do? What do you think the best thing is that he's done? Is definitely close the border. 4 years of 20 million people crossing the border. In July of last year, there was about 3. Trump appears to be putting the final blow on the British Empire. Most won't understand that, though. I don't even think I understand that. MAGA is dead, bro. Trump is going to get handed to him in November. We'll see. It's definitely not what it was a year ago. A A lot of the young people are for conservative values just because they've seen how a lot of people on the left have kind of run away from common sense and science and biology. So common sense definitely won Trump over in the last election. And yeah, someone said, that's actually a pretty good opinion. I was expecting something bigger. It's only a year in, so we'll see what happens. Joel says yes. Someone says, Trump is doing a superb job. A few more months and this country will never recover economically, socially, culturally as an international presence. What do you mean by culturally? So I think having 20 million people cross the border kind of goes against American culture. But I hope economically things start to get better since the whole Iran thing. Socially, I think people are going to keep crying that he won. You know, they're going to cry for 4 years, and then if they win in 2028, the Republicans will cry for a month, and then it's just a cycle. 3 likes away from 55, by the way. Drop a sub, your name pops up if you're interested. Haven't gotten a donation yet, not expecting one, just it's always there. You can always just watch for free, appreciate it. Let me move this over a little bit. I appreciate your honest criticism of Trump, appreciate it. Jay Jones. It's always good when you can criticize people on your own side. If not, you're just living in an echo chamber. Recently made a document about the current deportations being done. I've tried to be unbiased, but I did leave a part that clearly stated my opinion. That's fair. What do you think of the war with Iran? I think it was good that we took out their nuclear capabilities, but we should have ended it right then and there. No boots on the ground, which I hope we don't. The second we put boots on the ground, I'll consider it a war, and we'll lose a lot of points, especially in the midterms. Let's see here. Are you going to enlist? Who knows? Never say never. I have the same chair. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Is he doing a good job or not? I don't watch the news. Depends where you get your news from, to be honest, unfortunately to say. Raphael says hi. Appreciate it. Someone says, this guy thinks he's so smart. I really don't. I'm just exercising First Amendment rights and giving my opinions on global matters. You're free to do the same, but try and leave the personal attacks out of it. Appreciate your comment. And I'm happy you're here. Let's see here. I mean, any other country, if they're like, imagine 20 million Americans illegally crossing the border into Mexico. That's not good for Mexico either. It depletes their culture. I mean, it's, you know, borders are there for a reason, and you got to follow the law no matter how harsh it might be. Although, I mean, the whole legal immigration process should be sped up. I think there needs to be vast changes to make it, or to incentivize legal immigration as opposed to illegal immigration. Wow, we got 217 people in here. That's a record for today. That's insane. Drop a like so the stream can keep going up. Drop a sub. Your name does pop up and you get publicity if you're interested in that, if you're like a content creator. And if you want to, you can follow my socials on the top of the screen. Let's see here. If giving your opinion on global matters is your power, what are you without it? All right, I think it's just a basic human right to be able to do that. Glad that we have the First Amendment in the United States. Getting a lot of comments on this. See here. What do you think would happen if Trump tried introducing a draft if we escalated Iran to war? That would lose him a lot of points on my card for sure. I don't think that we need to be starting any wars or escalating any wars. Definitely no drafts as well. We don't want to take the best and brightest. I think we need the brightest. He was mentioned over 1,000 times in the Epstein files. I think if there was something incredibly scandalous on Trump in the Epstein files, the Democrats would have used it against him on the previous 2 elections, but that's just my personal opinion. We're blowing stuff up again, absolute W. You will not enlist for sure. What makes you say that? I would serve this country. What about the big JP? What do you have to say about the Epstein files? Just kind of gave my input on that. 2 likes away from 60, by the way. Not even close to deporting Joe's illegals. Russia and Ukraine still at war. We're at war. Gas is high and rising, but hey, at least the national debt has been slashed. I wouldn't consider ourselves at war until we get boots on the ground, but we're treading close. He did break his promise on the whole Russia-Ukraine war being done in a day. That's unfortunate, but I'd like to see it done by the end of his term, to say the least. And I would like to see us enforcing our immigration laws a little harder. Who cares about the border? I mean, that's why a lot of people voted for Trump. I care about the border. Get a haircut, you hippie. Got one like 3 weeks ago, buddy. Just not looking great with the... Yeah, it's a little long. I'll give you that. That's fair. Definitely not a hippie, though. McGoober, I can understand in some parts. Are you responding to someone, or are you calling me Okay, there is somebody named McGoober. I was about to say. Let's see here. JFK Jr. is alive, and he's working with Trump to do all this stuff. That's a crazy rabbit hole. Probably not going to entertain that, I'll be honest. Trump is too subservient to Israel and the neocons. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. What happened to America First, Devin says? Not wrong. Definitely need to... He's definitely got to get back on track with America First and focusing on this country instead of fighting other people's wars. 2 likes away from 60, by the way. Abigail says, I care about the border. W. Trump is the worst president we've ever had, most corrupt. Can you give me a reasoning? Roberto, I don't know why you're saying that. I wouldn't consider myself even MAGA. I mean, I agree with some things on the left and I agree with some things on the right. But at this current moment in time, I agree with a little bit more on the right. Who knows how it'll be a year from now? But it's buzzwords like that get people hurt. Stopping Iran is putting America first. Yeah, but we should end it there. End it at the destroying their nuclear stuff. I don't think we should be putting boots on the ground and losing some people. Real Trump never came back from Canada in June. That's a crazy statement. The greatest illusion is making us believe there's 2 sides and we get to choose one. Wake up, people. Alright, here, I'm gonna move this camera a little bit here so you're not just looking at the side of my head the whole time. Let's see here. Get back on track. It's a second term. Well, I mean, he's still got 3 years to go. What do you agree with on the right? I agree with God, country, family, and common sense and biology. Big emphasis on common sense. I feel like the left kind of ran away from that a little bit over the past 10 years or so. And a lot of high Democratic like politicians are kind of embracing like the lack of common sense and ultimately delusion. And that's why I seem to lean a little bit more on the right. Roberto says, just messing with you, buddy. Dude, some comments I could not even tell, but appreciate it. Some of the comments I've gotten today have been insane, so apologize for that. Practically the same height as the tour guide at Graceland. Real Trump is 6'3". Yeah, he's like solid 2 inches taller than me, which is crazy. I don't think we're going back to America first. Trump is attacking people like Rand Paul and Thomas Massie, and I may not 100% agree with them, but I respect them for having integrity. I agree. Powdered Water 7 says Trump is far and beyond more transparent than the Biden administration. I said that earlier. I agree 100%. Trump is doing like 2 interviews a day, a press release a day, and with Biden, you were getting like 1 a week. Joe Kent mentioned Trump change after June in his letter. I have not read that letter yet. Let's see here. Never had a man bun before. There's a lot of delusion, but I wouldn't say the right has less of it. The right has a lot of delusions about like politicians on the left, whereas the left seems to have a lot of delusions with like basic science and biology, where they tend to want to seem better than doing better by kind of affirming delusion in many ways. And I mean, it was the same at the border. They advocated keeping the border open because it's a humane thing to do. So it looks good for them, but it hurts the country. It might look good, but it doesn't feel good. That's for sure. Many things the left says can definitely be just as harsh as the things said on the right. Absolutely. Just happen to be more left-leaning. I agree on some points made on both sides, but I can't just like Trump. That's fair. Appreciate you commenting and being here. Just hate the fact that he started a war. I wouldn't consider it a war till we got boots on the ground, but we're treading close, man. Definitely doing a good job at being a clown. Can you emphasize a little bit? Just because Trump is talking doesn't mean he's saying anything worthwhile. Man blows a lot of hot air. He does a lot, but doesn't mean everything he says is false. Trump can be transparent when almost he does is lie. Such common sense. Can you give me some examples, please? Biden's 1 a week was more coherent and contained more information than Trump's 2-a-day interviews. I don't know about coherent. Like tripping over sandbags is my definition of coherent, but I mean, if you were to combine all of Trump's briefings with 1 week and put it next to Biden's, they'd probably look dang near the same. Someone said, "Lol, is this kid is a joke. I'm 21." And if you could give a reasoning, that'd be fantastic. CT Trash Panda, appreciate your comment, and I hope you're having a good day regardless. I'm going to leave it with this. The left and right aren't really on our side. We need to reestablish ourselves as the American people. God bless America. Agreed. Left and right is more so just ideologies than anything. If you think he's a joke, then say something intelligent. That's what I'm saying. Someone said Jesus was Israeli. That's crazy. Based on your wording, I'm assuming you're not anti anything. I just think that having a society rooted in science and common sense and biology is effective, but I'm not anti anything. I'll let people do what they want, but I'll also say what I want, you know? Lozo, can you give me some examples? Do you think America should be involved with Israel's problems? Absolutely not. 2 likes away from 60 last year. Trump made $3 billion last year. Complete corruption. Well, it was his kids, and I mean, he was kind of making that yearly anyways. I mean, he's kind of got like a real estate empire, but all right. You don't want examples? I do. I asked for them. I absolutely want examples. You realize troops have been moved closer there? Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's terrible. 21 is a kid. Common sense. Kid ends at 18, but you do you. Unfortunately, in the past 20 years, Trump is by far our best president, but yet he still sucks. Who's y'all's favorite president of all time? Mine's got to be JFK because he wasn't controlled. Trump is probably top 5 for me, just because he's different. Imagine putting on a suit in a tiny apartment just as a prop and thinking everything's going good. I mean, I'm loving my life. I'm having a great day. I put on this suit because I went to an event earlier today. I thought I'd hop online and practice my First Amendment right, but I appreciate your comment, and I hope you're having a good weekend regardless. Why are you asking about Trump? Don't you know the answer? No, it's 50-50. I know my answer, but it's fun to see what other people think. He stopped 8 wars. Thailand had a 500-year war. Trump stopped it. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, and some guy said that I was lying, which is funny because the leaders of those countries went to a summit and thanked Trump personally. But former Trump supporter, I currently don't support any party because they all suck. TBH. One is controlled by Middle Eastern country, current people, and the other has bad policies. Agreed. Agreed. It's not. There's no false in there. I don't like Trump because he created ICE. Actually, Obama created ICE back in, I think it was 2009 or something. He deported exponentially more people than Trump. Just didn't hear about it back then because the Overton window on what was acceptable shifted so much. Somebody said JFK is your favorite president. Saying kids ends at 18 is thinking you're an adult, and thinking you are an adult at 21 is hilarious. I mean, I live by myself. I mean, paying my own bills. Like, what are we getting at here, you know? I mean, just because I'm a kid in your eyes doesn't mean I shouldn't have a First Amendment right, which a lot of people on the left seem to like to take away, considering the whole Charlie Kirk incident. Let's see here. Trump needs a mental evaluation. He's definitely more coherent than Biden, but I do not disagree. Trump was facing his third bankruptcy before being elected. It wasn't his kids that made the money. It was him with his Trump coin. They voted 1 billion. They voting 1 billion for the DOD bribes from foreign governments. I mean, he's had like 7 bankruptcies, but I mean, it's pretty average for someone with a net worth of around $5 billion. But I know his kids created some platform and got a couple hundred million from it, from investors and whatnot. But somebody said, "You're hilarious. Donald J. Trump is the lowest form of life. Case closed." If you could give a reasoning, that'd be great, but I appreciate your comment regardless. Yeah, but I don't think enough people have realized the left and right aren't interested in them. Nancy Pelosi is a shill that she said if America would fall if the only thing to remain to support Israel. No decent presidents, they're all war criminals. They are, for the most part, all war criminals. We can hear the disdain in your voice. I don't have any disdain. Try and keep it in the middle while also giving my point of view so that nobody feels left out. You're clearly a Trump supporter. Wouldn't say that. I say I support a lot of what he's done, and I don't support a lot of what he's done. You know, I mean, kind of 50-50. But I tend to lean a little bit more conservative at this point in time, but who knows where it'll be in a year. Obama, when we had a real president with class and respected people. Lozo, can you give me some examples of what you're accusing Trump of? Trump bombed 8 countries this year for no reason. I mean, bombing Iran was pretty decent reason. Can't be having nuclear capabilities, not them. We could tell by the haircut. I'd say it's a pretty normal haircut. Just not brush, a little messy. Deporting criminals is one thing, but deporting factory workers that were here to help you run your factory because you don't have enough capable people to do so is a joke. I mean, I get the sentiment, but if you're here illegally, you're here illegally, and no matter how harsh it is, there's a price to be paid. But ICE was created by Bush in 2003. Biden still deported people without killing Americans. Yeah, it was created in 2003, but the whole thing is the same thing happened with police. A couple of them are out of line and they do bad things, and it's highlighted by the media, but they'll never highlight the thousands of good things that police do on a daily basis, and it just ruins the whole name for a couple months. But I don't agree with what ICE did to those 2 people in Minnesota, but you shouldn't be tarnishing the tens of thousands of people that try and keep our country safe, that do good things in ICE. Jay Jones says, you're doing good, man. You have a level head and you're humble. Don't let the leftist haters get a rise out of you. Appreciate it, bro. Y'all people are some sheep. This man probably smarter than 99.9% of you. Who knows? Who is this clown in my news feed? I mean, you're free to scroll, but I hope you're having a good day regardless. I mean, I'm being as respectful as I possibly can, and I'm still getting some people from the left that are kind of vitriol, but oh well. Clearly you don't know much. ICE was created under Bush, like many things. I'm sure you think you know. You are absolutely clueless about everything. FYI, you're still a child. I'm 21 years old. My brain stops developing at 25, but I'm classified as an adult. Appreciate it. And I said that I knew that Obama has deported far more people than Trump. And I also knew that Trump wasn't the person that created ICE, like somebody said earlier. So, I mean, sorry, I don't know the exact year that ICE was created. I just know it wasn't created in 2024. But I appreciate the comment, zero editing prospecting. Hope you're having a good day. Trump has stricter policies, true. Trump for king, somebody says. There's a lot of protesters around the U.S. today that don't agree. He's doing a great job. Let's see here. Are you a Trump Republican fanboy? No, I'm kind of center, but I lean conservative on some things, and some things I lean left on. But I like to see the good in both sides instead of just throwing insults at one side while refusing to acknowledge the faults of your own. Good to see a young man understanding the truth. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it. Let's see here. 74% of people deported never had any criminal records. Well, I mean, it's a crime to come into this country illegally, so I'd say that's enough. Living on your own at 21, good for you, man. Took me a bit. My dad is helping, but I'm happy you're doing good, bro. It's good to hear. Got 130 people in here. We're 40 likes away from 100. Don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but you got to agree that talking our differences through is the best way to make friends. And whether you're left or right in this chat, I'll consider you my friend. Just because you have a different opinion doesn't mean anything. Usually does. Stuff with Iran is a mess. Do agree. Absolutely agree. We don't have kings in America for a good reason. Anybody saying they want him for king is un-American. I agree. Someone who comes into the U.S. via port of entry is not an illegal immigrant. Well, I mean, you gotta, like, be checked. Gotta be checked. You gotta be, accepted. Don't ignore my messages. This is Texas. Sorry, I'm getting a lot. Let me go back up here. Sometimes they're hidden if they're all in caps. So try texting it or typing it in a different way, and it should go through. Opinion on abortion. I mean, I have exceptions, I'm not just like, I've got exceptions. What faults of the left are equals January 6th? I don't agree with what happened on January 6th either. Can we just have elected officials that are under the age of 70 and are not out of touch? Agreed. Definitely needs to be an age limit. I think it's like, what, 34 is the minimum? It's got to be a max. Let's see here. Being in the U.S. illegally is a misdemeanor crime and requires an immigrant judge to be removed. Yeah, they got to go through due process, but, I mean, it gets to a point where you can't put 20 million people in front of judges, and expect things to happen quickly. I hate when people try to talk about things they don't understand. I'm glad you just try and be unbiased and stay educated. Appreciate it. Try to find things to agree with in every comment. Trump is doing a horrible job, as is his whole administration. Could you give me some examples? Appreciate it. 1 like away from 65, and we're 7 subs away from 11,100. Your name does pop up, and it shouts you out pretty well. Thank you for using your time and platform to get out conversations without people fighting. You're doing a good job, kiddo. Appreciate it so much. It's always fun. How do you feel about the immigrants who have been going through the process of living here legally but are getting deported during the process? Well, there were some cases where people that had gone through the process legally were being deported. I don't agree with that. I think it's unbelievable overreach, but when there's 20 million people that you got to get out, you're bound to make some mistakes. Doesn't mean I agree with it. Someone's saying food insecurity, cost of living. I mean, someone said MAGA's dead. Midterms are going to be a blue Nami. Who knows? I mean, you guys thought you were going to win the 2024 election with flying colors. Blue wave, they said. Didn't happen. But who knows? During the last 47 years, every president that's been in office has said this needs to be done. Finally, we have a president with the medal too. Yep. Of course, he's doing a good job, or liberals wouldn't hate him. I feel like he could do anything, and some people on the left would find a way to disagree just because of his last name. Not to say that people on the right don't do that, but it's very prevalent in what I see. Let's see here. Iranian war is the most incoherent thing Trump has done. I agree. Save Act, what are your thoughts? Can you be a little bit more specific, please? Appreciate it. Appreciate the comment, though, Lozo. Happy you're here. Legal immigrants pay over $100 billion in taxes each year, but never draw on any of the benefits they help fund. They do the jobs Americans don't want to do. Well, I mean, legal immigrants pay $100 billion in taxes. Just because they do some great things doesn't like cancel out the fact that they came here unchecked. And I mean, there's been an employment crisis anyway, so I'd be happy if Americans, like American citizens, got those jobs, to be honest. I guarantee you there's people that would want to take up some of these jobs. Much like our police, there needs to be higher standards for ICE officers. I agree. They need more training. Someone said, President Trump, please come save Minnesota. Acting like he's here. Thank you for listening to both sides. It's a breath of fresh air seeing someone not unconditionally loyal to a side. Absolutely. Only president to attach his name to something. Other presidents didn't add their own names to stuff. That's Trump for you. Elect a clown, expected a circus. Can you please describe the circus, Chad? Remember, whether we're liberal or conservative, we're all American, someone said. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Two wings on the same vulture, greatest illusion of all time. Anyone thinking Trump is unfit to be president isn't fit to have an opinion. So people you disagree with aren't able to have opinions. That sounds kind of 1940s-ish to me. But you do you. I mean, he talks a lot better than Biden, that's for sure. I mean, at least Trump can walk up a flight of stairs. Albert Epstein says, wasn't Trump, my friend. Not fair. Save America Act is about voter election requires voter ID. You never heard of it? Okay, so I think the voter ID is necessary, but I don't think that having people guard polling stations is necessarily a fantastic way to go about it. It's a little combative, in my opinion. How do you feel about Trump trying to get rid of monuments showing history in the U.S.? I don't hear many people talking about it. I feel the same way I do about people in 2020 trying to get rid of monuments. I mean, I stay pretty intellectually consistent on that matter. I think that history is history. You should just let it be. I mean, if we tear them down, we'll forget it. Can't be doing that. Try to go into somebody else's country and vote in their elections. Not going to happen. Agreed. Who's guarding polling stations? I heard somewhere that the administration wanted like guards or something. You look like Trump's son, someone says. Take it Barron, probably. Barron Trump. He's got a solid 5 inches in height on me. What is he, like 6'7" or something? Someone said, David said, Trump's doing a great job. He's still doing a good job. So is Tom Holland. So is his whole administration. I think you mean Tom Homan, but Tom Holland's also fantastic. Trump talks better than Biden. How come they stopped releasing transcripts of his press conferences? Because they're incoherent. It's not a hard search looking for Trump walking fails. Well, I mean, he wasn't tripping over sandbags, every other month. And I mean, Trump gives exponentially more press conferences than Biden did, so it's all about proportion. But appreciate your comment regardless, Mark. Hope you're having a good day. $3 billion in crypto to his family, unneeded war, lack of knowledge on how tariffs work, heavy-handed immigration policies. I can go on about the circus. How are the immigration policies heavy-handed to you? And in terms of the whole crypto stuff, I know his son's created like a venture capitalist crypto thing, but they got like 100 million. It definitely wasn't 3 billion. I just want to know why Biden pardoned his entire family an hour before his presidency ended. Someone said, man, forget about the haters. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. I don't even really consider them haters, just people with differing opinions. It's all good. Happy they're here, regardless of what they believe. 4 likes away from 70, by the way. BJT, you heard, so then it's a fact. What are we talking about regarding to that? Getting a lot of comments. Let's see here. What did any president do for the poor and middle class? Zero. Not wrong. Anybody ever see the movie PC Campus? I have not. Andrew, you're the guy. Absolute legend. BJT. What a goat. I think there's going to be enough people that have legal firearms hanging around at the polling stations that we're not going to have to worry about too much. Yeah, that's unfortunate that we even need people regardless. We should have full faith in our elections, but it's unfortunate. Someone said Jesus is Lord. Absolutely. Trump also pardoned criminals from January 6th on his first day. I don't see your point. Yeah, and I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that. I think January 6th was terrible. Made conservatives look really bad. Why not just peacefully protest instead of breaking into a Capitol? Corruption abounds in this administration. Every administration, basically. Beeve, that's a crazy comment, but not the craziest one I've seen today. Once again, we're 4 subs away from 11,100. Costs nothing to subscribe. And your name does pop up if you're like a content creator and want your name out there a little bit. Could get some notices from that. Amen. God bless you and Trump in America. Let's go. Legend. Crazy how the viewers started going from like 20 to 50 to 100, then to 30. Now it's like 100 to 200. It's great. It's fantastic. Refute it then? Refute what? I mean, all you got to do is read the Bible. Let's see here. In the future, I should definitely do debate streams with some friends, and I'll have a number on the screen where you guys can call in and make your voices heard. Problem is, last time I did that, I had some pretty weird people who just wanted to yell at me the whole time and refused to let me talk. Saw a lot of that at the No Kings protest today, too. What's up, Rick? Hope everyone's having a good day. I think it's pretty obvious, Beeve. Doesn't take much. The Great Wall will be climbed by me. Not sure what that means. Do you think Trump is a Christian? I mean, he claims he is, but I mean, got to practice what you preach, and he could definitely act more Christian-like. But who am I to speak on somebody else's religion? It's not my job. How have I been here for almost 3 hours? That's insane. Let's see here. By the way, we're 3 likes away from 70 and 4 subs away from 11,100. And yet you're quiet. I mean, that's like walking up to someone and telling them water's dry. Like you don't even need to entertain that conversation. But I mean, you're free to believe what you want. It's not my job to tell you what to believe. Hope you're having a good day regardless, Beef. Let's see here. Define good job. I mean, keeping his campaign promises for the most part. That's what I'd define as a good job. I mean, he made promises on the campaign and the majority of Americans voted for it, so it's in the best interest of the country to act on them. Yeah, Blank K, you couldn't have said it better myself, to be honest. No new wars. I mean, I wouldn't consider the Iran thing a new war until we get boots on the ground, but I mean, he's ended 8 wars. Prices were down until the beginning of March. See, do I think he's? I mean, 2025 the economy was great. So do you think he kept at least 51% of his promises? He's kept the promises that I am interested in, like closing the border, ending some wars, although he promised Ukraine and Russia to be ended on day one. It wasn't, so broke that promise. He promised no new wars. We haven't started a war until we get boots on the ground. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we're treading close. But I mean, in terms of his big promises, I'd say, I mean, you got to remember we're only a year in, so even keeping 25% of his promises is on track to keep 100 by the end of the term. Trump threatened to go after Biden's family regardless of any wrongdoing. Look at the Latvia James, 3 grand juries who refused an indictment, yet he still directs the DOJ to go after her. I mean, to be fair, for 4 years, Trump was attacked by the law from his political opponent, and he won a lot of his cases on appeal. So, I mean, I don't agree going after any political opponents, and that includes Trump going after Biden's family. But, let's see here. True Christian is not a religion, it's a relationship with Jesus. Peak Obama versus peak Trump was power scale. I was too young to remember peak Obama. Tell you what, 2019 was feeling good. Well, are we forgetting about the fact where he's a literal confirmed felon? I mean, if your political opponent was coming up in the polls and you could get him on anything, I think lawfare would be the way to go. And the fact that he has won a lot of his cases on appeal, even after he won the election, just goes to show that it was pretty performative. Are you going to join the military to support your president? I mean, who knows? Not opposed. Your dad is helping you financially. Of course you think he did great. I mean, I don't see what the validity of that statement is. Of course my dad's helping me. Doesn't mean I don't pay my own stuff. Doesn't mean I don't control my own income and money. I mean, I feel like a lot of people's parents help them out. Greg says, respect what you're doing, but you can't have a real debate with a lot of liberals. Their brains are broken. They'd rather have a president, Kamala, right now, and voted for Biden. It's funny how they talk about law and whatnot, but Kamala didn't get one primary vote. And they kind of just shut you down when you start talking about that. But oh well. Pray to whatever foul thing you worship that we never meet, says Patrick. I mean, alright. Don't know what I said to deserve that, but alright. Hope you're having a good day regardless. Patrick. Trump is doing a great job. Look at all the wealth he's made himself and his rich buddies. That's what Americans wanted, right? I mean, if you're talking about his kids making money, I mean, and then refuse to talk about Joe Biden making $3 million from a finger painting, then something's a little weird. Yeah, Drew, you're doing a good job. You won my subscription. Appreciate it, Lori. It means a lot. We're 2 subs away from 11,100. And by the way, if you're left or right or right in this chat, I mean, doesn't matter to me. We could still be friends. I just like talking to people that might have a different opinion. I like to give my opinion, and that's First Amendment. I think that's the greatest thing this country offers. Do you back Jake Paul? I don't know if Jake Paul or Logan Paul are running in anything, but I would have to see their agenda. Tim says, are you going to join the military to support your president? I answered that. Trump is doing what he said he would, says Bradley. I agree for the most part. Your dad went to the Trump drum circle today. A lot of people went. I'll give them that. They can mobilize people, but it's funny how a lot of the signs are like made in factories and fake, and people are being bussed in. I think it's pretty amazing that even though he had 34 felonies, we still elected him despite his efforts. It's because most of the American people saw through the lawfare. $5.03 a gallon, make America great again. Wasn't $5.03 in January or February, or even last year. This whole Iran thing messed it up. Someone said, I would join ICE if we started deporting snowflakes. I feel like that's what we were doing anyways. Or we were doing. I'm Catholic. Disappointment in Trump, and I voted for him. America first, not Israel first, says Jimmy. We should be putting America first. Means you can't afford to live on your own. Well, I mean, I think the only people that in American history that could afford living on their own were baby boomers. Bought a lot of their houses for like 3.5 raspberries and selling it for $1 million. But I mean, I'd say probably about 97% of 21-year-olds can't afford to live on their own, especially as an active college student. Education is coming first in terms of finance for me right now. Trump lost most of his court cases. Only appeals he won were from the Supreme Court when he appointed most of the judges. Well, I mean, be pretty hard to win a case when the President of the United States is appointing the judges against you. So I said, no, lock him up. You guys already tried that. Bradley says, the Dems divided themselves with votes instead of sticking with Sleepy Joe. Honestly, I don't know why they didn't just stick with him. I mean, he was winning the primary. Kamala didn't win. Little 3 million, don't like the billions the Trump family stole. I mean, if you're talking about unrelated business ventures, then all right. Kevin says, thanks to President Trump, my daughter has a future with Iran not having nuclear weapons, thanks to our ally Israel as well. Grumpy Pickle says, yes, Trump is doing a great job. Yes, he's the only president in modern history who has lost money by running for president. That is true. I think he self-funded his first campaign in 2016. I think it was like probably $250 million that he spent. Someone says, Trump sucks. Please tell me why. Appreciate your comment, though. Go enlist yourself, says Richard. I mean, if it gets to a point, I will. I mean, Blank says, I think the president should focus only on America instead of Israel. There are too many things on here to fix rather than financially supporting them and helping in a war. I agree. Trump has made $7.3 billion grifting off of Americans. Love the Israel first policy too. Israel pays taxes to the USA, right? Definitely hasn't made $7.3 billion. I think that's his net worth in total. We could probably account 6.5 to his real estate empire and the rest to what his kids have been doing in crypto, which I don't even agree with 100%, but how's Trump good? Because he's kept a lot of his main campaign promises. Trumpers never take accountability, says Beef. Can you give me an example, please? It's like the same people that say, the Trump shooter and the Charlie Kirk shooter were Republicans. That's what they always say. They can never really take accountability. What happened to the transparency he promised? Releasing the files heavily censored, deleting files that mention his name. In terms of transparency, he's been unbelievably transparent compared to the Biden administration, where they would do one press briefing a week, whereas Trump is doing like 2 a day. I will agree, censoring out the files, definitely not a good move. But, I mean, he is the one that released them. Richard says, don't enlist. All right, I'll take your word. Albert Epstein says, yee. This dude is in a weird suit. I mean, it's a pretty normal suit, but all right. I don't know what kind of suits you wear. Trump is costing us $1 billion a day in Iran. Like I said, I don't agree with what we're doing in Iran. I personally don't like him since, bro, let ICE be overpowered. Well, I mean, 20 million illegals in this country, you kind of got to let him off the range a little bit. But what happened in Minnesota is terrible and unexcusable. I don't think that means that we should defund the organization as a whole. Just like he bankrupted multiple casinos, haha. I mean, I don't really know a billionaire that hasn't had bankruptcies. Trump is obviously controlled by Israel along with the rest of the politicians in office. It's unfortunate. Do you support Trump? Says Dewey Rios. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Some things I agree with and some things I don't. I'm never just going to say, you know, I'll say I agree with Trump today, but who knows what tomorrow holds, you know? People treat politics like a sports team. They'll just jump on a side and stay there. He said he was going to stop all wars around the world. He ain't doing nothing. He stopped 9 or 8. But Russia and Ukraine is still up there. Someone says, don't be stupid with your life. Appreciate it. Trump doesn't care about the working class. He's a plutocrat. Do like the whole no taxes on tips. That was fun. Trump didn't spend $1 of his own money on his campaign. He's publicly stated that. For the for the party election in 2016, not the general election, but when he was competing against the Republicans in 2016, he spent his own money there. Someone says Trump is the epitome of Christianity. Not. Agree. Hugo says, see, so like, here I am just giving my First Amendment right, using my First Amendment right, giving my point of views, and a lot of people from opposing sides calling me names, but what can you do? It's kind of what people on the right are used to. He's in a dementia state and declining. Anyone looking the other way is afraid to admit that they don't want a qualified woman for president because of hatred. I mean, brother. Same people saying Trump had dementia said that Biden was sharp as a tack, so I don't really want to hear it. But I appreciate your comment, Weston. Angel says Trump is the biggest joke of a president. Can you please give an example? Asking YouTube is talking to the kids. I don't know what that means, but Hugo, I don't understand. Like, can you tell me why, at least? I mean, you're free to have that opinion, but I'm in the middle. I mean, if you have an opinion, I'll try and find a part of it to agree with. That's kind of what I've been doing this entire time. 5 likes away from 75, by the way, and 1 subscriber away from 11,100. Transparency is not just giving an interview if you're going to be lying the entire time. Transparency is giving truth behind your actions. Can we get some examples on where he's lying every day? Sent a flower for 30 joules. I'm not sure what that means, but I appreciate it, Laura. Kind of new to YouTube streaming. Well, there's been many wars, and he's funding Israel and others while he said, I'll make America great again. Yeah, I don't think we should be fighting other people's wars or funding wars, so I disagree with Trump in that. Supporting Trump in 2026 is insane. Stop defending billionaires and start advocating for your own class interests. I support people with common sense that believe in biology and science and don't lean into delusion. So you sound like a true American that happens to be conservative. Maybe I'm a conservative today. Who knows what tomorrow holds? I'll never be a servant to a party or a person. Why don't you guys actually do something instead of wasting life and wasting time? We're using our First Amendment, brother. Do we just forget what he did? Can you give some examples? Someone said he's a better president than that woman. He used the word affordable all through his campaign. Now he wants to redefine the word affordability. Well, I mean, about a year in, and things really started to become unaffordable since the whole Iran thing. But other than that, it was decent. Did you just come from a funeral? Why are you wearing this on a Sunday night or Saturday night? I attended like a No Kings protest in Wilmington, North Carolina today, just to check it out. Not that I necessarily agree. So I wore this to seem more credible. That's a crazy comment, Weston. I feel like I was nothing but nice to you. But I hope you're having a good day regardless. Appreciate you being here. Someone says he can't do mass deportations. Why is that? If we have 20 million illegals in the country, why can't he do mass deportations? What's up, Gojira? Are we talking about Biden? Leave the old man out of this. He's got cancer, and I miss forgetting we had a president, yet Trump is on the news every day. Well, I mean, when Biden was president, all the left would talk about was Trump, and he wasn't even running. Didn't announce he was running until like November 2022. But I agree. We shouldn't be talking about Biden, but I mean, in terms of politics, you kind of have to. But I mean, Biden was a good man, but you know, I don't agree with some of the things he did politically, and some of the things I do agree with. But you sound like a true American that happens to be conservative. Everyone disagree with their president often. Exactly. If you agree with Trump 100% of the time, you're doing something wrong. And if you disagree with Trump 100% of the time, you're doing something wrong. That's how it is. You've got to be able to see the other side sometimes. Cannot be blinded. The right takes Trump at his word without doing any research, which is why they believe he kept some of his campaign promises because he said he did. Well, I mean, he kept his border promise. I mean, and that was his main campaign promise, and he's a year in. Still got 3 years to accomplish all the other ones, but a lot of people voted for him because of the border, and I mean, I think there's like 3 people a month getting in compared to the like 50,000 under Biden a month. Jerry says Trump remains our president. Just look back to when he refused to participate in the first GOP debate, saying he would host his own event and donate the funds to the wounded warrior. They're still waiting for the funds from 2016. I think he did like an interview with Tucker Carlson or something instead of a debate. But from what I remember, he attended all the debates in 2016, and in 2024 he skipped out on some because he was already up so much in the polls. We should honor the position despite the party in power. Indeed. How does advocate for your own class interests make you respond with, I believe in biology? Can you elaborate? You seem to dodge hard questions. Well, I mean, when there's some sides that completely disregard biology that has been seen in history for the past 1,000 years, and over the past 15 years, it seems to just have been thrown down the drain. I'm going to align myself with the people that agree with biology and science the way that it has been. Not to say that I dislike the people that disagree with, common sense, but I mean, I'm going to do what's best for me, Hope you have a good day, but I disagree with you right now. Appreciate it, brother. Hope you have a good day as well. I'm glad we could disagree respectfully. Johnny says, we love Donald Trump. How many likes we're at? We've got 4 more till 75. Let's see if we can get to 11,110 subscribers as well. Trump is still making the liberals mad, so yeah. A lot of people are mad at anything he's got his name attached to. Immigrant labor is good for economy, but having people stream across the border unchecked isn't good for well-being or, frankly, economy. I feel like Americans should be able to rent houses without having people squatting in places next door that brings the rent down, or brings the buying price down significantly. His border promise was deporting the worst of the worst. That has not happened. I mean, it seems that a lot of people on the left are mad that he's doing more than deporting worst of the worst. So I mean, you kind of pick a struggle there, but he's definitely deported worst of the worst. And once he was done with that, he started deporting illegal immigrants that weren't doing crazy like crimes. So I mean, he definitely did. We should have had Matt Pat as president. I'm not sure who that is. Huge part of his campaign was no new wars, completely disregarding that and starting a new war. It really has been turning me away from his. I wouldn't consider it starting a new war until we get boots on the ground, which I hope we don't, but nobody brought up biology but you. Well, I mean, I brought up biology like 2 hours ago, so I mean, it kind of stayed in. I mentioned class issues, and you immediately brought up. Well, I mean, I'm not really gonna hear somebody else out if they can't respect science. I'll respect them, but I won't follow their way of life. But I mean, if you could state what class issues you're talking about, that'd be great. Do you think he's doing a good job? I think some days he's doing a good job, and some days he's not. I'll never say, yeah, he's doing a good job because it's like 50% of the time. He's not doing a good job, in my opinion, because he wants to kick people out who aren't from the U.S. Well, you got to come here legally, and if you don't come here legally, then you're unchecked, and that's pretty dangerous. You can't have Americans just flooding the border into Mexico. That's unfair to Mexico. Same way we can't have people flooding an open border in the United States. Borders are there for a reason. Ted Cruz, yeah, that was crazy. Immigrant crime is less than 0.1% of yearly crime in USA. Well, I mean, crime is crime. Steven says he does everything for the benefit of our nation. Sometimes other nations, unfortunately. What about the tariffs, says Logan? He mostly did the tariffs just to scare countries into doing what he wanted them to do. A lot of the times he didn't even follow through with the tariffs, but the goal is to threaten tariffs and get countries scared enough that they'll do as you say. The left is stuck moral flagging to gain credibility. Unfortunately, Trump has plenty of issues, says Jerry. Let's see here. He stands up for the American people all over the world. That's what people love about him. Felon supporters aren't the brightest. I mean, I think anybody would be a felon if the judges are appointed by your political opponent who just happens to be the most powerful person on the planet. Trump doesn't believe in science or vaccines, and that's where I disagree with him. Revoking someone's green card overnight unknowingly because you don't like what they posted and then claiming they were here illegally in the morning is not a true deportation of an illegal immigrant. Well, I mean, if you're talking about like 5 cases out of the 5 million people that have been deported, then you're free to do that. I mean, I agree with what you said in that sentence. It's not moral, but it's not like that's what every ICE agent is doing. Trump has completely failed to deport a significant amount of people. Trump failed to deal with the Antifa and leftist issues while sending us to Israel. I mean, he would be able to deport more people if the left let him instead of defunding ICE, but I mean, it's funny how over half the country votes for something like ICE in the 2024 election. They voted for borders to be enforced, and then the Democrats think that they're so right that they have to cut funding just because they're in the minority. They think that they're the majority or something, but over half the country thinks that borders should be enforced, but they want to throw a temper tantrum when it doesn't go their way. Oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Scare all of our allies with tariffs. Brother, they're not our allies if we've been funding their wars and defending them from other countries the entire existence of our country. We got to worry on ourselves about ourselves. We cannot be doing stuff for other countries. I mean, We've been the piggy bank for the world and the police for the world. The least we can do is get our way by scaring them with tariffs every once in a while. I mean, like they steal a lot of our manufacturing and expect them to get away with it. It's insane. Gas up, groceries haven't gone down, housing market is atrocious. Dow's been down since the war, case closed. I mean, if you're talking about the past 2 weeks, that doesn't really define the past year, but yeah, the past 2 weeks have definitely been rough. Definitely don't agree with the Iran situation. Do you agree with Bongino claiming they want to deport 100 million people? If they're illegals, then, I mean, the law's the law, you know? Bot says, what's going on here? Just talking to people. Having conversations without fighting. That is true. I probably disagree with you about policy often, but can see your independent mind. Good for you, young man. Appreciate it so much, Jerry. It's good to see that people notice that. I'll never just ride a side, you know, never just pick a side completely. Worry about ourselves, yet we're the piggy bank for Israel. We're the piggy park for the wars. Where our is spilt for them. Trump is America last and Israel first. I mean, I like what he's done with threatening other countries with tariffs, but we should not be fighting Israel's wars. I agree with you on that. We should not be losing soldiers for stuff that frankly doesn't affect us at all. But I mean, I do agree with what he's done with a lot of the tariffs in terms of threatening. Best vacay vid says Trump America sucks. Mind telling me why? Appreciate it. He said economy good, but everything costs more. He's supporting people instead of fighting real crime. He isn't acting on the Epstein files. Tariffs don't do anything good. Housing market is screwed. I'd say deporting people is fighting crime. I mean, come here illegally, you're basically a criminal, but committed a crime. But I mean, he tried to go after more people in terms of real crime, but I mean, ICE was defunded by the left, so they kind of had to halt that a little. Honestly, the vast majority of people who dislike Trump simply subscribe to extreme liberal ideology, aren't actually educated on political matters, and just echo what media says or social media says. That's interesting. Most illegal immigrants hate the USA, Steven says. Dang, you looking sharp in your suit. Appreciate it, Amber. I'm going to head out. Hope you have a great day, man. Good on you for having the stream, broski. Thank you so much, Chronic. Absolute legend. Hope to see you again. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. William says Donald Trump is the worst president in history. Mind telling me why? Why should we provide aid to other countries? I agree. It's not our problem. Why should we have to pay for it? Immigration violations are civil, not criminal. I mean, still a civil crime. I mean, I don't think that deporting 100 million people is feasible, but I agree with deporting people that came here illegally, for sure. They're deporting people who are here illegally. What's wrong with you? Are you talking about like the 4 cases compared to the 5 million successful deportations? It's like with cops. One of them will do something terrible, and a lot of people on the left will be like, defund the police, and completely disregard what the hundreds of thousands of other good officers have done. It's always focusing on the negatives. He's the worst because he's the most corrupt. How is that, Schmoogly? Personal wealth since taking office. Launched a meme coin. That was his kids that did that. But I mean, I don't agree with the coin. But can't disregard that Biden definitely had existential personal wealth growth during his term. I mean, how do you sell a finger painting for $3 million? It's kind of crazy, but he's made more money personally in 1 year as president than any president in U.S. history. I mean, You put $5 billion into a bank account, after 1 year, the interest is going to be exponentially more than if you put 3 million into a bank account. It's pretty obvious, but all right. He calls many religions dangerous and violent, yet he's acting like, I mean, it's good to know ICE is fully funded. You know, the people who are here legally, yeah, I know. I said there were like 5 cases of that where they were wrongfully deported, which I don't agree with. But I mean, you can't say that ICE is inherently bad just because 5 out of 20 million people were illegally deported. Appreciate it, Lori. Have a good one. Only 675,000 people have been deported. At most, there was 13 million illegal immigrants in the U.S. It's got to be more than 13. What about the Melania coin? Was that from the kids? I mean, probably, yeah. And be honest, I don't think that they know much about creating crypto coins. Probably leave it to his kids for that. More people should host this kind of open political discussion from a safe location. I also disagree with Charlie often, but you are following his example. I appreciate that so much. That's a great comment. I definitely hope to do public ones, but I mean, a lot of people don't like hearing other people's opinions, unfortunately. So, I'll see about that. He's made 1.7 billion so far. That's more than every president in history put together. I mean, there was also no presidents in history worth $7 billion. So, like I said, I mean, you put 5 billion in the bank with interest, you're gonna be getting like, what is it, 3.5%? You're gonna be getting like millions and millions of dollars. So, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the whole meme coin thing. I think it's kind of corny, but never releases personal tax records, which every president is required to. Yeah, I disagree with his decision to do that too. Wrong. 5 cases in my neighborhood of what? Let's see. In your neighborhood? Yeah, all right. I also find it funny how people will run up to an ICE agent and like spray them with stuff, and they expect them not to be like pushed over. It's kind of funny. I'm begging people to look up JFK Jr. and how he survived his plane crash with the help of Trump. I have not heard about that. What about accepting a $400 million plane bribe from Qatar? I mean, as long as the taxpayers aren't paying for it, I mean, saves American people $400 million. I don't know what the bribe is there. His tax records are public, have been for a while. I mean, yeah, you could search it up. Problem is, they come here illegally and are allowed to vote in the elections. It's true. I mean, you don't even need an ID to vote in New York. Making excuses for grift. I quite literally said that I don't agree with this crypto stuff. So what do you mean? Random internet user. Trump was worth 700 million before he entered office. Now he's worth 2.4 billion low end. In 2024, he was sitting at about 4.5 billion. Now I have no idea what he's at now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 6.1 or something. I mean, every single in-law in his family is a billionaire too, so we got to keep that into account. Do you realize government workers with real actual experience might be in your chat? Cool. I mean, to say that more people have been illegally deported than rightfully is crazy. It's a bribe. The taxpayers are paying for it because the definition of corruption, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's a gift. $3 million in finger paintings is money laundering. Facts. I don't think it's funny. I think it's a shame that people think they don't have to respect authority. President of the U.S. publicly accepts a bribe from a Middle East country. How can you be okay with that? Because it's just simply not a bribe. And it was quite literally a gift. There's like no proof in being a bribe there. Just a talking point. What I'm starting a war with Iran. I wouldn't consider it a war until we have boots on the ground, but definitely don't support being pressured by other countries to fight their own wars. Should not be doing that. Definitely disagree with that. Per the Department of Homeland Security, one report states illegal immigrants only account for 11 million. I mean, it's 11 million too many, in my opinion. Lori says, everyone hit the like. I agree. 2 away from 80. Also, subscribe if you want your name up on the screen. You don't have to agree with me. Just here to talk to people. 85% of Americans are against fighting another war for Israel. I agree with that. A gift, so you're cool with our president taking bribes? A gift? You don't think that they got something? Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he was gifted it for stopping the Pakistan-India war in the middle, or like Asian Middle East countries. So I mean, calling everything a bribe is and corruption is crazy. That's the most naive thing I've ever heard. It is schmoogly boogly. Hope you're having a good day regardless. Happy you're here. So it says MAGA 2028. You're making a great platform for people to put out their opinion. Keep going. Appreciate it. 400 million is not a gift when you're the president. I mean, I don't think it'd be a gift if he was a private citizen, but I mean, he's gifting. He's not personally getting 400 million into his bank account. He's getting a $400 million plane that's going to be owned by the U.S. government, which will be used after his term and during his term, potentially. I mean, it's not his plane. It's the United States of America's plane. Politicians don't do this, yet they should. They should talk more. What about Trump saying that he would be truthful with the American people and show full transparency about the Epstein files, and then he aggressively started to redact it because his name is all over? I mean, he was the only president to release it, but I don't agree with the redacting thing. I think it should be fully transparent. But I think if what people are accusing Trump of in the files were true, I think that his political opponents would have released it during the previous 2 elections. Pakistan versus India, what a crazy thing to say. I mean, they've been at war for like 1,000 years. I mean, tensions have been crazy high. Doesn't take a mastermind to figure that one out. You about to get drafted, bud? I mean, I'll serve if needed. Nothing wrong with that. I love this country. The goal is to not need to serve. Diversity of culture makes a great place to live. Problem is there's views that will never mesh. There's some views that will never mesh. They'll always collide. And I mean, denying that is crazy. That's what it is. 400 million. Wake up, man. It's a bribe. We're getting gifted a new Air Force One. The Air Force One is worth $400 million. We're not getting 400. Trump is not getting $400 million in cash. He's getting a plane worth a little under $500 million. And we don't got to pay for it. Elvis, do you mind telling me why he's an idiot? Now you have all no solution, lol. Mind telling me what that means? Dump equals felon. You guys tried that already. Cooper says, best president ever, make America great again. He stopped multiple wars. He stopped 8 so far. He does not get to keep it after his term. It's already been disclosed. Disclosed ages ago. Well, I imagine when getting the plane, it's probably going to take a good half a year for it to be inspected by the military to make sure there's no wires in it. But dump equals insurrectionists. So funny how people claim that like people on the right are childish, and then call someone dump because it sounds like their name. Kind of funny. Absolutely. Trump is doing an amazing job. MAGA. Trump has many different allegations, even outside just the files, many different accusations, different reports. Well, I mean, I feel like he would have been tagged already, especially when one of the accusers forgot the year and said that they were wearing something that was made 10 years after it happened, supposedly happened. Someone says Trump is Jesus. That's crazy. Trump, he gets to keep the plane for personal use while he's president. Yeah, I mean, he's got like 5 of his own planes. I don't know why he would need to keep the $400 million one when it's already been disclosed that it's property of the U.S. government. I mean, even if his kid gets an Xbox when his term is over, the Xbox is still owned by the U.S. government if it was gifted to him during his term. You can search that up. Eli says, yes, he's great. Infamous says they love to hate on him, but got nothing on him. Ghosty says, I like your suit. Appreciate it. Look at the wars he stopped. Nobody cares about the African border disputes. It's funny how when he was running, people were saying like, oh, he's just going to start a million wars and he's never going to end any. And then when he does, they're saying, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're saying if a draft is implemented, you think Barron should have to go if there's a chance me and my brother have to go? Why not him? I think he's over the height limit, to be honest. I think it's like height limit of 6'7" or something. I think he's like 6'9", but Marco, definitely not. Daniel says, stay strong in your beliefs. I will. Someone says, I love Trump. Blake says, he stopped 0 wars. Said he solved peace in the Middle East with Kushner. Now he already has one in Iran, but he needs help there for some reason. Let me go over the list of wars he's stopped again, like I did earlier. Let's see here. Armenia, Azerbaijan, Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, Pakistan and India, Cambodia, Thailand, Serbia, Kosovo, Egypt, Ethiopia, with peace deals with Israel and Hamas. And yeah, I mean, to say that he stopped no wars is a crazy thing to say. What about the ballroom? I'm happy he's paying for it with his own money, and it's not us. There's not a height limit to be in war. Yeah, there is. Search it up. Jerry, appreciate it. Talking to lefties is like talking to 5 years old, top 5-year-olds. I mean, sometimes. Same thing with talking to Republicans sometimes. They won't reinstate the draft? Probably not. Trump make Cuban free? Cubans love Trump because they know what real corruption feels like, not just what the left yells with their buzzwords. Always yelling something. He didn't really end wars. He only temporarily called for ceasefires in certain conflicts, but never ended them, especially when now he's actually starting one. Well, he hasn't started one yet. No boots on the ground, but I mean, wasn't seeing the previous president ending wars. The only wars I know that happened under him were Ukraine and Russia and Israel, Palestine, or whatever. Hey, are you a Trump fan? I mean, sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I don't. You can do with that what you will. Government doesn't care about any of us. Someone says good morning. Guess good night, but alright. People say to raise the height limit so he can be drafted, but that still doesn't change the fact that he's too tall for most safety regulations. Like, yeah. Claiming you stopped a war doesn't mean you stopped a war. Brother, there was a summit. It was like either a neutral country or the White House where they held a summit with all the leaders of the wars or the countries that I just listed, and they all thanked him. So, I mean, alternate reality, I guess. I'm a fan of America. Let's go. American is good. Let's go. Why is it in America people are kept in controlled situation with no way to prosper and all regulated, overtaxed, and have less freedoms than most third world countries? Example, building house. And the good thing about this country is that I'm able to do this and talk to people that might disagree with me. I think that's great. 2 likes away from 80, by the way. Appreciate it. Someone says, I'm a proud ICE member. What's up, Adelie? Don't know how to say the name, but appreciate it. Dude Man 099 says, I love Trump. He's definitely a narcissist. I won't deny that. It's a crime just being poor and homeless in the United States? Not really. Yeah, didn't like the Nobel Peace Prize winner like give him her award? Does she know how skewed the votes were? I don't want any American to go to war because Israel whispered into Donald Trump's ear. I agree. Lefties don't like Cubans in America because they're conservatives. It's probably true. Heroic Legends says, I'm privileged. Can you please tell me how? What's up, Spleen? 2 subs away from 11,105. If you do subscribe, your name pops up, so it kind of shouts you out. You got his haircut? That's a crazy statement. You know he's corrupt and a narcissist, but you agree with him because you only agree with the right's culture war issues? No. I mean, we got one side of the political aisle that despises religion and biology, and I'm not gonna align myself with that until something's fixed. Can I do a Trump impression? You look like young Trump. Oof. I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that, I'll be honest. He's got an interesting way of standing though. He's like stands like that. It's like he's at a certain degree angle. FIFA didn't want ICE agents at the game, so they gave him an award. Now he doesn't have plans to have them president. I mean, that doesn't sound like something Trump wouldn't do. So I can't disagree with you there. I know him and the FIFA president are friends, so that could be something as well. Doing a good job. Keep going. Appreciate it. What's your opinion on Charlie Kirk? I agreed with a lot of what he said. Not all of it, but a lot of it, most of it. And I mean, I worked for his Turning Point, still do, Turning Point USA UNCW chapter. So, I mean, it's insane what happened. Still can't believe it. It's been half a year. He leans because he's looking over the Iranians. That's crazy. If Biden accepted a bribe and launched a meme coin, would you be okay with that? I'm not okay with Trump launching a meme coin, but I don't think that he accepted a bribe. I'm not okay with Trump launching a meme coin or Biden. I don't care who it is. I don't care about the labels. Bro's just ignoring my comment. Make sure it's not in all caps and try and type it in a different way because sometimes it gets hidden. He's screwing up on something and doing really well at others. I feel like he's doing more than any other president in my lifetime. If he stops before Iran is free, I'm done. Yeah. I mean, you guys remember like the first month of his presidency in 2025? He was on a roll. He was doing everything. Yeah, I'll be honest, this is my third kind of political stream, so I am new to this, so forgive that. I came back, wanted to disagree. Trump has changed the geopolitical opinion of American ways for the worse. I mean, in terms of other countries, the people on the left in those countries obviously dislike Trump, but the people on the right in those countries like Trump. But I mean, he's definitely done a decent job at pushing some allies away, but I mean, can't just continue being a piggy bank for countries that would not defend us if we were in a war. Yeah, that was crazy, Rip Charlie. I agree. Trump is doing an excellent job of destroying America for Putin, are ripping off his global base and avoiding accountability for what he did with Epstein. I mean, if I'm aware, I think the Russia-Ukraine war was started under Biden, but you can continue to say that. Meme coin is just a vehicle for accepting bribes. His family's been in crypto since that started, so who knows? Wouldn't put it past him. Don't know about the bribes though. Can't wait for midterms. It's gonna be interesting. It's always a pendulum. Swings one way, and then next election it'll swing the other. It always happens. They want to propose a statue of Charlie Kirk. That'd be crazy. No one on the right in those countries likes Trump. The right in those countries is barely center in the US. I mean, I've been all around Europe, and I mean, even people that I didn't know what their political stances were. I mean, some lady in Europe I was at a gift shop with my brothers trying to get something for my mom because she was home, or my parents, and some lady said, "Are you American?" This was in 2024, May of 2024, and she asked, "Are you American?" I said yes, and she said, "You guys need Trump back." And I mean, I didn't even know her political stances beforehand, but I mean, you walk around Europe, you see a lot of red hats. But I mean, depends on where you get your news from, how it is. Do you like Elmo? I've got no opinion. Will you be okay if the next president is Democrat and he does the kinds of things the Trump administration is doing? Well, I mean, I agree with most of what the Trump administration is doing, and if they're a Democrat, it means no difference to me. It's just a label. So yeah, I would support it. And the things that Trump has done bad that I disagree with, I wouldn't agree with a Democrat either. I'm pretty intellectually consistent in terms of parties. She's not saying that anymore. I mean, I bet she is with how immigration is in Europe. A lot of people over there are saying we need a Trump-like figure. That's why Starmer's on his way out and Rupert Lowe or Nigel Farage are on their way in. You hit 80. Let's go, Steven. 20 away from 100. Are you a surfer? I am not. Shouldn't be our problem. We shouldn't have to fund other countries. We shouldn't have to straighten them out on their immigration either, but here we are. How do I feel about the stock market rug pull? I'm not familiar. Yeah, people's opinion on Trump has changed a lot, especially in the last few months, so I don't know if she holds the same opinions. We'll never know. I do know that a lot of people in Europe are fed up with the immigration problem over there. That's why they're voting for more conservative figures, especially in the UK. Personally, think any president should be criticized. I'm on the left and did not vote for Kamala, as many on the left did not. No president should be praised. I agree 100%. If you can't criticize your politicians, then something's wrong. Schmoogly, what is that? Nigel Farage has lost. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Rupert Lowe. He's on the come up, and people are. I mean, what's his name? Starmer's approval ratings down the tubes. Mind giving me a reason, Ken? Think it's best if we had someone younger. I agree. God, I've almost been going for 4 hours. With more compassion for everyone, Democrats don't like alpha males. I don't think they believe in males or females for the most part. Who do you endorse for the next election? It's hard to say. I think Rubio would be good. But I mean, who knows? Let's see here. 5 subs away from 11,110. The thing with the aid agency that was created to go help out other countries, it was actually greatly benefiting those nations in regions that wouldn't be as hostile towards us if we continued. I spent my life in the army, and I've been hoping for the day we leave NATO since I served in Iraq. We always get ripped off when dealing with other countries. I mean, they expect us to pull more weight than they do. And, I mean, especially when we were paying for, like, Germany's protection from Russia simultaneously while Germany was paying for Russia's oil. So it's just a huge conflict of interests in Europe, and we cannot be continuing to do that. Now, a lot of these countries don't like the United States because of Trump refusing to help, even though this would have given America a ton more allies and less enemies to have to deal with. The problem is when dealing with other countries, we're always getting ripped off. So I don't blame Trump for kind of backing off on some of the people that have been taking advantage of us for the entirety of our country. I mean, we're a piggy bank and we shouldn't be. What's up, Josh? Exactly why I don't consider them our allies. You don't do that to your allies. Yeah, they shouldn't be ripping us off. Till they can start paying their fair share, then we can start to walk back in that conversation. Let's see what time it is. It's 9:13. Getting a little late. Been on for 3 hours and 43 minutes. Definitely the most interesting of the political streams I've done yet. And I can sense it's kind of slowing down. Love the streams. You make very good points. Appreciate it, Josh. I just want everyone in here to know, regardless of your opinion, if you're as far left as it comes or as far right as it comes, I'm happy that I have the opportunity to talk to you. And I'm happy that you were able to get your opinions out, and I would share mine as well. And I mean, if you want to be in future streams, if you want to call in, hit that subscribe button because I will be doing that in the near future, possibly tomorrow. And regardless of your opinion, like I said, I try and keep it as fair as possible for everyone while also staying true to myself. And I appreciate all of you, and I will see you guys next time. Later.